play the game. Time to play the game.
High school basketball is on there. This evening, live from Story Gym, it's conference action as the East Thunderbirds and the South High Fighting Bison match up. High School Hoops on 1480 KRAE is being brought to you by our fine sports sponsors. Now, let's send it out to historic Story Gymnasium in Cheyenne for basketball action ×2 as East and South match up in girls and boys action. Before the girls' opening contest, let's check in with our pregame show and bring on Chris Polton and Nick Proietti right here on 1480 KRAE Cheyenne.
Well, we got two more matchups in the regular season for high school hoops, and tonight we have East High Thunderbirds against the South High Fighting Bison. I'm Chris Polton, joined alongside my partner for one more week after today, and that being Nick Proietti. And Nick,
I was going to say, unfortunately, this is my last high school.
Oh, that's right, because this is the last night. I forgot.
This is the last night, at least for myself, for high school basketball, as next weekend, Friday and Saturday, as we learn LCCC men's and women's basketball will be playing respectively, whether it is at Sheridan. Again, for the men's side, it's looking like they'll be heading up to Casper to play the Thunderbirds. So, again, that weekend where we will be, at least yourself, Chris Bolton, will be here live at Story Gymnasium for East versus Central. That game next Friday, but again, myself will be traveling with LCCC, whether it's at the Rack in Cheyenne, on the road in Sheridan, on the road in Casper, throughout Region 9 North. Again, that is all to be determined after this Saturday's, at least, contest with LCCC, both men and women hosting Central Wyoming. They're live at the Rack, which we'll talk more about throughout our contest here today.
Well, here tonight in this first game for the girls' game, you have a South High Lady Fighting Bison team fresh off their upset victory over the number 2 team Central. They won that one 49-42. They went 17 of 21 from the free throw line. I think if I read it right in the paper, they hit 3 field goals in the second half. They won a game by scoring 3 field goals in the second half, but when you shoot 17 of 21 from the free throw line, well, that will make up for the shots you miss in the field.
Yeah, without a doubt. Again, at least congratulations to Chad DeBryan and his squad pulling off the upset victory last night. They're looking to do the same here tonight in Story against Cheyenne East. I want to take this opportunity right now to thank some of our fine sports sponsors. I'd like to thank Arrow Moving and Storage, B&B Appliance and TV, Baskin-Robbins, the LCCC Flight Crew, at least the Bread Basket Bakery, Burns Insurance Company, Capital Lumber Company, Charles Schwab, Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service, Chick-fil-A, Fat Boys Tire and Auto, First Education Federal Credit Union, Foot of the Rockies, Holiday Motors, High West Energy, Joe Ed Produce, Key of Cheyenne, Cheyenne Regional Medical Center, First Tier Bank, and also to LCCC. Chris, as you mentioned again, it was a big, at least, upset for Cheyenne South, a little boost of confidence for this contest happening here tonight. But for Cheyenne South, you wonder if it's a situation that they come in a little too confident, a little overconfident against Cheyenne East, where you kind of ride off the highs of what happened last night here in the same building that, you overlook again, this East team where you think, oh, we can beat them as well.
Well, and for South, I'll tell you what, if South wins this game, it's going to send this quadrant in a tizzy because it's going to give you two teams with 2 losses, with East and Central having to play next week. Now, granted, that's if South is able to win at Laramie next week, but still, The fact that South is really opened the door for East at this point to now take the number 1 seed outright. For East, I'm sure if you ask the Lady T-Birds, they're probably okay with the fact South beat Central. Yeah. And as you'll hear from Coach Wessling a little bit ago, here in a little bit, is that, maybe it kind of helps East stay focused on how legitimate of an opponent South really is.
I'd like to thank more of our fine sports sponsors here on 1480 KRAE, MHP, Lennox Auto Body, Little Philly, Mary's Mountain Cookies, Medicap Pharmacy, Meridian Trust Federal Credit Union, Merritt Plumbing and Heating, Page and Zach Lane at Number 1 Properties, Pepsi of Cheyenne, sponsoring our Pepsi scoreboard, Pete's Builders, Platte Valley Bank, Taco John's, the Gill Window Company, YDOT, Cheyenne Urological PC. So, Chris, you had that conversation with head coach Eric Wesley, and also, too, got to catch up with Cheyenne South head coach Chad DeBryan. Again, those interviews coming up here very shortly. We will take a 1-minute timeout, and we will have that interview with head coach Eric Wesley of Cheyenne East here after this 1-minute timeout on 1480 KRAE.
If you're looking for fun and adventure, Kia of Cheyenne is the place to start, and the 2019 Kia Sorento will help you find it. I'm AJ Miller, and the 2019 Kia Sorento will give you what you need to make things happen. This vehicle has plenty of power, all-season traction, safety features, technology, and comfort for any road you're on. The Kia Sorento offers plenty of standard features for the money, and we're all about saving you money. Come in, call 775-0123, or go to KiaofCheyenne.com, and we'll make it easy.
Welcome back to our high school pregame show. Now joined alongside East High Lady Thunderbird coach Eric Westling. Coach, you go to Gillette, you're able to get 2 big wins, or you're able to split, which on the road, you'll take it. I mean, you guys want to win every game.
Right.
But that Gillette trip is now, it's no joke because you got 2 solid teams. Campbell County may be down, but it's still tough to beat them in their barn.
Yeah, it's we were talking about that. Boys and girls together, I think that might be the first time we've ever done that where every level swept at Campbell County. And so, yeah, no matter, where they're at, they're hard to beat at their own place.
It looks like, too, when we had you last against Central, the outside shot just wasn't falling, but it seemed like since then when you guys played Sheridan and Natrona and then going, even though you went 1-1 in Gillette, it seems like the outside shot's starting to fall for you guys. And as a team, if you get that, then you guys are going to be problems for most teams you go up against.
Yeah, it's trusting our offense, making sure that we run and get to where we need to be. And our kids have worked hard enough on their shot that when we get open shots, we'll hit them. And so I think that was our hiccup. That Central game is figuring out that we weren't doing the things that we needed to. And so we're trying to build from there.
Last night was senior night for you guys at the Thunderdome. I mean, you couldn't really draw it much better where you guys were able to jump out to that quickly, to give some seniors that don't play a lot of time. How nice was that for you as a coach to get a chance to get some of those seniors that don't see a lot of time?
It means everything as a coach. Those kids have been with us for 4 years. For me, just knowing some of them for longer than that, and it's so fun to watch them. We ask a lot of them on the bench. We ask them to support whoever's playing. Maybe they don't get minutes, but we ask them to give everything for the kids out there, and they've done that this year. And so when they get those moments, it's so fun to watch.
This is a South team that 2 of the last 3 they were able to win. They take down a tough Central team, and they do it the way they do it. They slow the game down. They play really good defense. And fortunate for them, they were able to hit the shots at the free throw line. How are you guys going to try to speed them up? Because when you can speed them up, they will turn the ball over.
Yeah, credit to Coach DeBryan and the kids. I mean, and I said at the start of the year, they really don't fool us. We know they're good.
Yeah.
We know they've got talent and they can be dangerous. So for us, we just need to play within our system and do what we do. They'll be trying to do the same, but that's basically been us all year. If we can force our tempo and our offense, then we should be good.
Now, I know for you, Coach, you're a one game at a time kind of guy, but for some of your players, how important will it be to make sure they're 100% focused on tonight, knowing that Central lost last night? The quad's up for grabs at this point.
Yeah.
Where as long as you guys take care of business, it's a winner take all next week. But how important is it to make sure don't overlook this South High team?
I don't know if it's funny, but I think Central basically helped us focus tonight. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is a big game tonight. It's going to be very important that we take care of business tonight, and we know that they've got a head full of steam, and they're going to be gunning for us. So we are excited for the challenge, but it helps us focus because of what they did last night.
And as a coach, getting ready for regionals, lastly, trying to find secondary scoring. For the most part, you've had it there, but then there's been a couple of nights, especially the last time you guys played South, where that secondary scoring wasn't necessarily there as much. How important will you need to see, get some bench points tonight?
Yeah, it's preaching to that backside of the schedule and our kids that have maybe come off the bench. For a lot of our girls this year, this has all been new. Mm-hmm. And so just letting them know that they've already been through this. This is something that they did the front side of the schedule. So it's the same thing on the backside. They can lock in and be a little more comfortable in these games. And so secondary scoring's huge. Defense is huge for us, and having kids come in and give us minutes. So, we're just waiting for our chance tonight to see who's going to step up.
All right, Coach. Well, best of luck tonight. Also, we'll just give a shout-out to your sister who over at Western with a couple of big games this weekend as well. We'll take a 1-minute timeout and have more of our pregame show right here on 1480 KRAE.
College. It's filled with classrooms, instructors, and exams. But beyond that, it's filled with curiosity, budding friendships, insightful conversations, and so many opportunities. There will be people like you, and you, and you. You'll work, you'll play, you'll struggle, and you'll succeed. But when you allow yourself to pursue your dreams, you'll learn what you're truly made of.
Welcome back inside our high school pregame show. Now joined alongside Lady Fightin Bison head coach Chad DeBryan. Coach, kind of similar feeling as last year. You were able to come back towards the tail end of the season and take down Central for the first time. You're able to do the same, and not just a Central team, but a number 2 ranked Central team.
Yep.
How excited were your young ladies after that victory last night?
They were super excited. You know, we talked about if we were able to come in here and win a game. And, of course, it was a little different feeling because we came back in the fourth quarter last year. And this year we led the whole game, basically controlled it from the tip to the finish. But we had talked about, you know, hey, act like we've been here before and we got business to take care of after this.
17 of 21 free throw shooting in that fourth quarter. I mean, you probably one of the biggest shots, always the most shots you take in a given week of practice is the free throw. To see it pay dividends, though, had to be huge just from a coaching standpoint.
Yeah, we always tell them, you know, you win and lose games at the free throw line, and we've definitely lost some games at the free throw line this year. So it's nice to see them step up and win a game and make free throws. You know, Callista, I don't know if I've ever coached a kid over the last 22 years that's made 11 in a row like that, you know. That was unbelievable.
You had 3 scorers in double figures. Van Tassel, Callista, as you just said, and then Andrea. I mean, your guys are a team that plays stingy defense. If you can get 3 people to get double figures, you got to think you got a really good shot to win most nights.
Yeah, we've been thinking that all year, and we knew Riley and Callista were those 2 kids, and we've seen it out of Dre, and she's just continually gotten better every week. You know, she started the season as a JV player, and she's just continued to improve. She's the best off-ball defender we have.
Coach, a similar game plan tonight as far as defense goes. Try to throw as many different looks as you can at this very potent East offense.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll be more man tonight than we were last night. You know, we pretty much played zone all night long. And the last time we played East, we had some success playing man. And, you know, I don't think you want to zone them because Buell can spot up and hit from 30 feet, you know.
Right.
She's a zone buster, so we're going to have to know where she is. And, you know, hopefully it'll fall.
Well, and as far as when you play a team that has a prolific scorer like Kai Buell, is it almost one of those mindsets, don't let anybody else go off. You know Kai's going to get hers. She's going to make sure she gets hers. Do you have to make sure you don't let a Maddie Blaney or a Alvarado or a Lila Hall, do you make sure they don't go off?
No, you know, we're going to focus on Kai. The last time we played her, we held her to 14 points, and if we can do something similar to that tonight, hold her down, you know, below her average, I think, and obviously you got to worry about Blaney on the boards, and she'll get some putbacks and things like that. But, you know, we'll let the other kids shoot. We're going to focus on Kai.
Coach, we talked about it. We were actually downstairs talking about, like, have you been able to kind of come down? You said, you know, today's a new day. How important will it be for your team to realize you can't go off of the results of last night? This is a brand new game. And if you win this game, you really throw this quadrant in a mess because now that's 2 teams with 2 losses. And who knows, when it's all said and done, you're going to have 3 teams with 2 losses.
Yeah, you bet. And for seeding purposes, the 4 up north, you know, in that northern quadrant, the 4 is a lot different than the 3.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so getting that number 1 seed is really important to whoever, you know. So we're scrapping, we're fighting for seeding. But, you know, we've won 2 of our last 3 games. We were on to East in the locker room last night as a group, so we're ready to go.
All right, Coach. Well, best of luck tonight. Thank you very much. We'll take a 1-minute timeout, have more of our pregame show right after this on 1480 KRAE. Welcome back inside Historic Story Gymnasium as both teams are out warming up, the Lady Fightin Bison and the Lady Thunderbirds. Of course, South will be the home team tonight. Luckily for you watching at home on YouTube or Periscope via Twitter, Nick went ahead and just gave you the name, so that way you don't have to worry about deciphering from one or the other.
Yeah, without a doubt. Again, it just makes it that much more easier. Again, this is neutral side here at Story Gymnasium. Again, South is designated as the host, so again, they will be in the road, at least they'll be in the home whites. Again, East will be in the road. We're assuming baby blues, blacks, again, to be determined, but
judging by their shorts, I'm going to assume black
yeah,
because of the black shorts. But, you know, in this game tonight, Nick, you have a East team that loves to run. They love to push the tempo because of the fact they are more athletic. They don't have the size that we've seen in years past. They don't have the Kaylee McEwens anymore. They don't have the Abby Brady, so they got to run. They got to beat you down the floor, whereas South on the other side, they will run sometimes, but they try to slow it down. They try to keep the game under 50, kind of similar to Central.
Again, that's a scenario if for South, if that works here tonight against Cheyenne East, they might come away with that victory. Again, shooting needs to be a little bit more improved, where you talked about where, again, only 3 field goals made by Cheyenne South, but still picked up the victory. Again, free throws is what at least helped the Lady Fightin Bison, but, you know, for Cheyenne South to pull off the back-to-back upsets here in Story Gymnasium against Cheyenne East here tonight for Lady Fightin Bison, it's pretty much go into this contest with that confidence, carry over that momentum from Cheyenne Central, have that confidence within yourselves of, yes, we can compete against Central, we can compete against Cheyenne East, we can get that victory against this Lady Thunderbirds team, but it is something where we've seen this team make a lot of mistakes, a lot of bad passes, a lot of bad throws on that court. You got to play that near-perfect contest to take down this very talented Cheyenne East team.
Well, and for South, they're in uncharted territory for the second time this year, or second time in 2 years, where they were able to beat Central on the first day of the first game of the weekend, and then they come around with a chance to not just be their first sweep of in-town teams, but their first time ever beating East. And unfortunately, they couldn't get the job done last year. This year, though, another opportunity, another year wiser, and some different cast of characters as far as who they plan to score. You'll see one player to mention is Andrea Damas, who had 17 points in that victory against Central. She's going to play a pivotal role here tonight. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, come back and have the East High Lady Thunderbirds starting roster for you after this 2-minute timeout on 1480 KRAE. Take a look at the number 3 team in Class 4A, East Lady Thunderbirds starting lineup. They come in at 17-3. They're 3-1 in quadrant play. And the starting lineup for head coach Eric Westling will be junior forward number 4, Emma Jacobson, 6.5 points, 6 rebounds. Junior guard number 5, Cheyenne Alvarado, 6 points for her. Senior forward number 11, Maddie Blaney, averaging 11 points and 6 rebounds. Then it's the top scorer in the state of Wyoming, number 13, Kai Buell, the senior guard, averaging 23 points, is on a tear lately, shooting 32% from behind the arc. Then senior guard, number 24, Katie Castle, 4 points, 4 rebounds for her. They score 62.5 points per game. The only team that is higher than that is Thunder Basin, and they give up 46 points to their opponents. They shoot 36% from the field, 28 from behind the arc, 61% from the free throw line. We'll step aside as we get set for the national anthem here at Story Gym, and when we come back, we'll have those South High Lady Fightin Bison starting lineup for you right here on 1480 KRAE. Let's take you through the South High Lady Fightin' Bison lineup. They're 6-13, and they're now 2-2 in quadrant play, and head coach Chad DeBryan will come out with this similar 5 from last night. Number 2, junior forward Callista Martinez, their leading scorer, 12 points, 7 rebounds a game. Junior guard number 12, Jaya Brown, 5 points and a steal per game. Junior forward number 22, Riley Van Tassel, 8.5 points, 4 rebounds. Junior guard number 25, McKenna Harlan, 2 points a game. And then the junior guard number 31, Andrea Damas, 7 points a game for Callista Martinez. She had 19 points in that win last night. Damas had 17, Van Tassel had 12. And that's kind of the key as we talk to Coach Chad DeBryan. If you can get 3 in double figures, you can really give yourself a good chance to get upsets in back-to-back nights.
Yeah, without a doubt. And again, for Cheyenne South, we're coming off the momentum, at least what happened here last night against Cheyenne Central. Again, it's something where you got confidence in yourself. You know you can defeat at least this East High team, or at least you kind of have that belief so that you can get it done. But it is a situation for Cheyenne South and Lady Fightin' Bison. Don't go in a little too overconfident. Don't think that you're immortal at this point. You still need to play crisp basketball. You can't get away where, again, for Cheyenne East, they're going to take advantage of those turnovers. They're going to take advantage of those miscues and attempt to steal that basketball and, again, be that fast-paced team that we've known throughout this 2019-2020 campaign.
East beat Laramie last night at the Thunderdome, 65-37. Buell had 18. Blaney had 10. Your similar people that tend to lead you in scoring for East are the 2 seniors in Buell and Blaney. East will start left to right across your screen or your radio dial, however you are with us tonight. Blaney and Van Tassel are on the circles. East is in their blacks with the baby blue and white outline. South in their home white with the black on the shoulders, and they will start with the basketball. Harlan has it. Gold lettering with black on the outline. It's on the right corner for Damas. She goes down low. Van Tassel had it almost taken away by Blaney. Now backing her down, gets into the paint. Kick out pass to Damas from 5. Rolls in. Andrea Damas starting off where she left off with the easy bucket. And Van Tassel picks up the assist. 2-0. South with the lead. Here's East's first possession and a hand check foul called on McKenna Harlan.
So McKenna will pick up that first foul on herself. First team foul called against Cheyenne South. Great early start here for the Lady Fightin' Bison, though, up by 2, at least 2-0 lead.
Alvarado gets the inbound from Buell, now dribbles with the right hand to the far side, now goes into the lane at the elbow, spins around, kicked over to Blaney outside the paint on the right corner, handoff to Buell in the paint, kick out Jacobson at the elbow, extra pass to Castle, Blaney on the right wing. He's showing some patience. Nice cut by Katie Castle, and she ties it up with a bank shot for 2. Good find by Maddie Blaney.
Here so far between these 2 teams, it looks like this could just be an offensive powerhouse night.
Callista Martinez will kick it over to Harlan on the left wing. It's at the free throw line to Van Tassel. Fakes it one way, goes with the left hand, rolls it in around the shot block attempt of Blaney, and Van Tassel picks up the first 2 points of her night. 4-2 South with the lead. Here's Buell calling out the play, asking for the high screen. Instead, kicks it down low. Ricochets off a couple of players. Jacobson grabs it for East. Her shot too strong. Martinez grabs the first rebound on the night for South. Here comes the Lady Fightin' Bison in transition. Jaya fakes the shot at the right block. Kick out. Martinez doesn't take the 3. They go to Damas. It's now in the near side to Harlan. Back up top, Martinez looks down low. Stolen away initially by Blaney, but Harlan able to get it back. South will retain possession with that 4-2 lead. Martinez in the lane is going to be fouled on by Maddie Blaney on the block.
As Blaney will pick up her first foul. Team's first called against Cheyenne East. And both teams with 1 foul here early on in this first quarter. 8 minutes, at least quarters for both girls and boys basketball here in the high school ranks.
Inbound comes to Martinez, and I think Maddie Blaney may have just picked up her second foul as Martinez will go to the line to shoot 2. And it is going to be on. No, they're going to call it on Emma Jacobson.
So Jacobson will pick up her first foul. That'll be team's second call against the Lady Thunderbirds.
Martinez had 11 free throws in a row last night in that 4th quarter against Central to seal the victory. Misses the first one, though, here tonight.
Free throws that are going to be crucial as they were last night in that victory against Cheyenne Central. For Cheyenne South, they need all that help as well.
They were 18 of 22 in the game. 17 of the 21 were in that 4th quarter. Lane violation on South. So Martinez is not able to expand on this lead. It's still 4-2 with 6:21 left here in this first quarter. Buell with the basketball. for the Lady T-Birds. She dribbles with the right hand, gets into the front court, hands it off to in front of her to Alvarado as they bob and weave on the perimeter. Buell has it high on the left side. She'll pull from three. Hits hard off the back iron. Katie Castle will grab the long rebound. East with another chance to tie this game up. Buell, 2 on her, goes to Castle, loses the handle, then gets it back. Goes over to her shooter, Kai Buell. Buell dribbles with the right hand, heads double team, little contact. She throws up a floater, who rolls it in for 2. Good shooter's roll right there for Kai. She picks up her first 2 points on the night. We're tied up at 4. Steal. It's Kai with a steal. She'll pull from the left wing. Got it to roll in. Probably could have been an N1 as well, but for Kai, her first steal tonight gives East their first lead, 7-4.
And how about some backcourt pressure right now by Cheyenne East?
And Emma Jacobson will pick up her second foul, so we'll see her twin sister, Ruby Jacobson, check in for her as Emma with 2 quick fouls. What you do is, well, if they're twins, they're typically same body style. Ruby a little bit bigger and rocking the full sleeves.
You would assume of what we see on the guys' side
right.
with the Storbo twins that you would assume
or
here.
McCords for that matter,
that too, again, where you would think that they would be similar in all aspects and also to styles of play.
Jaya with the basketball for South, gives it to Martinez, who's inside the ring at the half-court mark. Dribbles with the right hand. Blaney with some contact, no call, wide open. DeMoss, she doesn't take the shot. Instead, it kicked out in the corner to Jaya Brown, and we got another foul off the ball. It's going to be on Katie Castle, I believe.
As Castle will pick up her first foul. Team's 4th called against Cheyenne East, so 4 fouls here against the Lady Thunderbirds. Only 1 so far against Cheyenne South.
And the inbound, the official just dropped it on the floor as no South was there. They are able to still get it in. Martinez, right wing 3, high arcing, hits off the front iron, backboard, and Ruby Jacobson grabs her first rebound tonight. Here comes East up by 3 with 4:50 left here in this first quarter. Free ball put up by Buell. The shot is missed. Ruby Jacobson grabs another rebound, another opportunity here for East, and Kai traveled in the paint. And that's the first turnover for the Lady Thunderbirds.
Trying to do a little head fake on that, not realizing the feet were still in motion. Turnover by the Lady Thunderbirds.
Katie Castle will come out. C.D. Lopez will check in, senior guard for East Lady Thunderbirds. Jay with the basketball. Full court pressure here for East as South tries to get around it. Long pass is batted away by Jacobson, and it will be South basketball still, just in front of their bench, really in front of the Bison network, right, which is down on the court side. Jaya Brown will get the inbound. This time it's an extended 1-3-1 look here for East as they switch up their defensive pressure. DeMoss tries to go down low. Great hustle by Ruby Jacobson to knock it out of play. Still 7-4, our score with 4:29 left, or 4:30, what have you.
4:29, we'll go with that one. Cheyenne South here so far on this offensive possession again. Again, getting away with some lucky plays here, some lucky throws, and avoiding some turnovers.
Martinez has it in the paint, turnaround over Blaney, rolls it in for 2. She's got her first 2 points tonight, 7-6, East with the lead. They have the basketball. Buell across the timeline meets Harlan, who didn't meet her out high enough, and as she goes to the floor, Kai Buell banks it in for 2. She's got 7 to start tonight, 9-6 the score, and then she blocks DeMoss on the other side, trying to hustle down the floor. Great job by Buell to score, hit the floor, hustle all the way back and block the shot as we have another substitution. It looks like it's Sloan Danny who's checked in for the first time. Right corner 3 on the inbound by Harlan, misses. Martinez grabs the rebound, and Danny's going to pick up a quick foul.
That'll be her first. Team's 5th now called against Cheyenne East, as again fouls mounted up very quickly right now for the Lady Thunderbirds here early on in this first quarter.
Bowden Lildehall will come in for Kai, who will take a quick breather at the 4:03 mark. 9-6 East with the lead. Jaya gets it in. Martinez at the top. Looks for someone to pop open down below. Instead, we'll go to the corner. Overthrows DeMoss. It's the second turnover for South.
Again, that is a key thing this evening for Cheyenne South. If you want to get a victory against this very talented East High team, again, you got to limit the turnovers, make smart passes out there.
Alvarado with the basketball. She's straight away. Will come over to CD on the right side. CD gets into the lane, loses the handle. Harlan's going to come up with the steal. Here comes South in transition. Martinez is going to bank it in for 2, as she did a great job showing some body control. And getting the bank shot to fall, 9-8, East with the lead. Little Hall for East with the basketball, goes to CD in the left wing. In the middle, it's Jacobson, who's now at the top of the arc. Bounce pass Alvarado on the left corner. She gets into the lane, puts up the right-hand shot, and that one rolls off the right side of the iron and into the hands of Jaya Brown for South. Here comes South now with a chance to take a lead with a bucket. DeMoss into the lane, kick out. Harlan will go to Jaya on the right wing. Some spacing issues there for South. They'll slow it down, and they're 5-out motion against this 2-3 zone that East is coming, so it has now switched to. Make that now man as Lil Hall follows DeMoss all the way through the key and is on her at the right wing. Fantastic, drops her head down, kick out. Jaya loses the handle, and we'll pull it back up with CD in her back pocket. Bounce pass, Fantassel at the free throw line, and going to be a block on Ruby Jacobson as Fantassel hits the floor hard.
And kind of like a tackle play there by Riley Fantassel, but that will be another foul called against Cheyenne East. That will be their 16th foul here so far in this first quarter, and that one going against Ruby Jacobson, her first.
Blaney in for Danny. Alvarado will come out. Buell will come in. For South, it's Leggett and Tovar. Martinez and Van Tassel, I'm assuming, will take a very quick break because that's their two top scorers. Tovar, left corner three. It's short, and CD grabs the rebound for East, her first one. Buell in transition, goes to Blaney, kick back, Buell, deep three from the right wing. Cash money for Kai Buell. She's got 10 here in this first quarter, 10 of the 12, and a carry call by Jaya Brown will be the third turnover for South. This 12-8 lead, largest of the night for East here in this first quarter, as Katie Castle will come in for Ruby Jacobson.
As Kai Buell again just showcasing her talents once again here in Story Gymnasium against Cheyenne South. Even with the slightest just spacing out there on the edge, and she finds a way to sink those threes.
Buell gets into the lane, will put up another three. It's banked off the left iron, and Bowden Lillahall grabs the offensive rebound. That's the fourth offensive rebound. She gets it back, three ball, knocked down by the freshman. Lillahall give Kai Buell the assist, 15-8 the score. Jaya gets around Castle, stepped out of bounds, the fourth turnover. And here comes the tide. Again, Kai, as Martinez is going to quickly come in for Harlan. Kai had 14 points in that victory over South. 14 points is not a lot of points for Kai, who leads the state in scoring, but trying to get all 14 here in this first quarter.
Cheyenne East, again, taking advantage of these South High turnovers. Again, they've been doing that throughout this entire season.
Blaney has the basketball, gets into the paint, knocked down by Martinez. They're going to call a travel on Blaney. That's the third turnover on East. This team by the Thunderbirds, again, the last time we had them, they struggled to shoot from three against Central. They've been shooting the ball a lot better and have started that way with just 3 missed shots on 6 attempts. Baseball pass over to DeMoss, gets around everybody. DeMoss pump fakes this time, throws it in and one for Andrea DeMoss, who did not allow Kai Buell to block that shot, as Buell will pick up her first foul.
Her first, and that'll be team 7th called against Cheyenne East. Bonus time for Cheyenne South here. Again, count the basket and a chance for and one here.
15-10 with 1:47 left on the Pepsi scoreboard here in the first quarter. DeMoss gets the three the hard way. She leads her team with 5 points in the quarter, lead back to 4 for East. Lildahall almost threw it away. Good defense by DeMoss, who crashes into Coach DeBryan, who gives her a pat on the head for the hustle. It'll stay East basketball.
As this has been so far here in this first quarter, a battle between these two. And this is going to be an exciting contest all the way down to the wire.
CD with the inbound. Dribbles with the right hand, stops at the top of the arc, floats it over to Castle, who can't make the catch on the pass. And you can see Blaney on the other side telling him to slow down, as that's their 4th turnover. We'll see Alvarado come in for CD Lopez.
And also, too, it looks like Riley Van Tassel back in for Cheyenne South.
Jaya Brown will take a seat for the Lady Fightin Bison. Fightin Bison have the basketball. They're down by 4. Van Tassel throws it over to Leggett, who will get it across the timeline. Dribbles with the right hand, hands off to Tovar in the corner. Martinez on that right block, goes through 2, is going to be called for the travel before the bucket is made. It is the 5th turnover for the Lady Fightin Bison.
And that is just pure good defense on the inside there by the Lady Thunderbirds, just denying entry on the inside, causing another turnover.
Bowden will bring up the basketball for East. This allows Kai to move without the basketball, which is where she can see a lot more better quality shots. In the corner, Katie Castle from the left side for 3. She knocks it home. Katie Castle, just 25% on the season, drains that one. It's the 4-3 ball of the quarter. 18-11 the score with a minute left here in this first quarter. Martinez for South goes down low. Van Tassel loses the handle. Alvarado will come up with a steal. The sixth turnover. Here comes East. Alvarado, no one picks her up. Gets in the lane. Teardrop short. And the rebound comes down to Blaney. Kick out. Bowden for three. Rattles in and out. Grabbing the rebound is Castle, and she'll be fouled on the way up.
That foul going against Cheyenne South. Their second foul here in this quarter. That one going against Riley Van Tassel. She'll pick up her first foul.
Katie Castle with 5 points in the quarter. 10 points to lead the way for Kai Buell. That's 15 of the 18. Katie Castle, 73% from the charity stripe on the season. Hits too strong on the first one, as that one came all the way to her feet. Made a nice little soccer move to kick it back to the official.
As we are approaching very quickly soccer time out here in the state of Wyoming.
As we were saying before we came on, the days are getting longer. Castle short on the second one, but Alvarado is able to grab the offensive rebound. Bowden open for three again. That one rattles in and out. And again, Katie Castle with their third rebound. Bowden, nice pass down low. Castle banks it in for two. She's got 7. Little with their first assist tonight.
9-point advantage for Cheyenne East here.
20-11 the score. In the corner, Tovar looks down low. Instead, we'll skip pass it over to DeMoss. Dribbles with the left hand, kicked over in the corner. Leggett in the lane, step through move, shot hits off the bottom of the iron. Van Tassel grabs the rebound, puts it up with the bank shot, too strong. Castle will grab her 4th rebound of the quarter. Goes over to Bowden, gets around DeMoss. There's 6 seconds left. Bow all the way in the lane, right hand scooper, rims around the left iron. DeMoss grabs the rebound, and that will be the end of the quarter. A fast-paced first quarter goes in the way of East, who outscores South 20-11. We'll take a 1-minute timeout right here on 1480 KRAE. Quarter for East that saw 4 3-pointers knocked down, 2 of which by Kai Buell. She has a game-high 10 in that first quarter. It will be East basketball. They have Lildahall, Buell, Alvarado, Ruby Jacobson, and her sister Emma Jacobson, who started, has 2 fouls, and Katie Castle on the floor for East. DeMoss, Brown, Martinez, Van Tassel, and Leggett for South on the floor. Alvarado in the lane, puts up the right hand. Big shot. Nick gets it to go home. She didn't have her eyes on the hoop, but it didn't matter. She gets her first bucket tonight. It's an 11-point lead, largest of the night for East. DeMoss across the timeline in the full court pressure for the Lady Thunderbirds. Jaya has it on the left wing,
and
picked up by Bowden.
And we've seen Cheyenne South struggle against that, at least full court press throughout the season.
Martinez with a little bit of space as Buell playing defense on her, sags inside the paint. Martinez then switch, goes over to Jacobson, batted away on the pass to Van Tassel. Buell comes up with her second steal. It is the 7th turnover in the lane. Buell, and she will be fouled. I think South fans, and especially the coaching staff, wanted the travel called.
But instead, that's going to go against Leggett, who will pick up her first foul. Team's third call against Cheyenne South. 7 have been called against East, only 3 against Lady Fightin Bison here.
Buell to inbound it, goes over to Alvarado on the wing. Alvarado in the paint, kick out. Castle, a foot on the line. Too short on the shot. Buell grabs the offensive rebound, throws up the left-hand shot, misses it, grabs her own rebound. 3 players on her, kicks it out to Bo. Now Alvarado, right-hand floater, gets it to go. Sharing is caring as Buell kicks it out to Bo, over to Alvarado for 2.
And on that offensive play, and we're going to have a turnover, or at least looks like last touch by Cheyenne East, stay with Cheyenne South. But talk about Kai Buell, just what a phenomenal athlete she is, what a team leader she is for Coach Eric Westling. Again, showcasing her talents right there of just a multi-2 athlete, at least for Cheyenne East.
And you're starting to see maybe Kai have a little bit more trust in her teammates. Against Central, she was trying to force things up with 3 players on her. This time kicked it out, and then they went from a good shot to a better shot, and Alvarado was able to cash it home. 13-point lead for East, largest of the night. South with the basketball. Harlan has it at the top. Harlan looked for a backdoor cutting. Brown couldn't get her the basketball because she's being hounded by Buell. Tovar on the right block, puts up the shot, hits off the right iron, and it's going to be knocked out of play by Jacobson. They'll say South basketball as Blaney will come in for East, as well as Callista Martinez.
As for Cheyenne South, it has been quite of a scoring drought right now. It's stuck at 11 points for quite some time as we got 6:20 remaining before half.
Jaya to inbound it for the Lady Fightin Bison. Gets it into Harlan. Harlan one dribble and then terminates and goes over to Tovar high on the left side. Back to Harlan. Down low. Taken away by Buell. Actually, it's going to be out of play as Callista Martinez goes not through the bench of East. It takes out a chair as she was trying to save it. It's going to be the 8th turnover for Southeast basketball.
But there's Principal Sam Mirich with the assist, though, and making sure that chair is okay.
And it's not okay right now because they can't get it set back up. We'll let you know on the injury list how that chair ends up. Blaney in the lane on the other side, though. Hits it ooff the bottom of the iron, and Lilda Hall grabs the offensive rebound. Puts it up for 3. Got it! Bo with their second 3-ball and second opportunity points aplenty for East. A timeout for Coach Chad DeBryan. It's going to be a full one. We'll take a 1-minute timeout as well right here on 1480 KRAE. Tovar, Harlan, Brown, Van Tassel, and Reagan Moore in for the first time. East will have Emma Jacobson, Ruby Jacobson, Lilda Hall, Blaney, and Alvarado for East. Emma Jacobson with the 2 fouls, getting her first chance since early in the first quarter. Harlan has the basketball for South. Tovar at the top, fakes the shot, goes in the corner. Harlan's going to pull from the right corner, rattles in and out. Van Tassel with the offensive rebound, banks it in for 2. It's the first 2 points of the quarter, 27-13 the score, as that ends a 7-0 run.
Yeah, and again, that ends a scoring drought. That extends all the way back to the first quarter for South.
Jacobson into the lane. It's going to be fouled on the way up, and Ruby will go to the line to shoot 2.
That'll be the 14th foul called against Cheyenne South. That one going against, it looks like the indication is going against, they're going to call that against Harlan. She'll pick up her second foul.
Ruby Jacobson, twin sister of Emma Jacobson, had battled injuries, is able to find herself back in the lineup and knocks in the first one for the lefty. That's her first free throw she's knocked down on the season. Of course, also her first attempt on the season. Again, Ruby was looked at to play a very big role off the bench for this Thunderbird team, but with the injuries, it's limited her time, but coming back at the right time as she'll go 1 for 2 at the line as the second one is missed, and it's going to be last touch by Callista Martinez. So East will have the basketball as we'll see Kira Walsh come in for the first time, and Ruby will take a seat for the Lady Thunderbirds.
Essentially another turnover there by Cheyenne South. A chance for Cheyenne East to extend out the already large lead, up by 15 here.
Bowden has the basketball at the top, goes to Alvarado into the lane, pulls it up from 7. Short, and Reagan Moore will grab the rebound for the Fightin Bison. Here comes South. Jaya kicked over to Tovar. Over her head and out of play. Trying to catch it with one hand instead of two. Causes the 9th turnover for South. 28-13, East with the lead. 4:58 left here on the Pepsi scoreboard in the second quarter. South had the lead early, but then the 3-ball got East the lead, and they've been able to keep it since. Blaney at the left elbow, now in the lane, kick over to Jacobson, stolen away by Martinez. Martinez trying to go steal in two. It's blocked by Emma Jacobson, grabs the loose ball. Here comes East in transition, 3-on-1. Emma will call her own number and bank it in for two.
Again, this Cheyenne East team so quick on the offense, quick up and down the court, just like that, now up by 17.
Moore with the basketball, goes to Tovar. Tovar loses the handle. Jacobson is going to cause a jump ball. It will be in the arrow possession in favor of South as Andrea Damas will come in for the Lady Fightin Bison. Tovar will take a seat. Martinez to inbound it at half court, goes to the back court to Jaya. 30-13 our score, 4:20 left here in the second quarter. We're at the historic Story Gym, East with the lead. Jaya into the lane, may have gotten away with another carry. Van Tassel deep two, misses the rim, it only hits the backboard, and it comes all the way out to Blaney. Blaney in transition, bounce pass, Jacobson, traveled, too many steps before she got the dribble down. Thought she can get the Russell Westbrook treatment, but didn't get it there.
Try to go for the LeBron James move, the Euro step. Either way, the officiating crew here, not having it. Cheyenne South basketball, as this is not the only game happening here in town at Story Gymnasium. Again, we'll have boys action between East and South, but also two happening here in town over at the Field House. Cheyenne Central taking on Laramie.
That's actually over the hill.
That's in Laramie.
That's in Laramie, but still the other quadrant play with Laramie and Central as the boys for Central try to stay perfect in the regular season in the state of Wyoming, and a 10-second violation called another turnover as Kai Buell and C.D. Lopez both check back into the game for East. Blaney and Lildehall come out for the Lady Thunderbirds.
That tells you how good this defense is right now for Cheyenne East. Again, how difficult it has been for South to just get into their offensive zone.
Alvarado has it at the top, now puts her head down, gets in the lane, blocked, and they're going to call the foul on Van Tassel, it looks like, on the block attempt. It looked like she was straight up, but we're pretty high up here. And they're going to actually call that on Jaya Brown, which makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, Brown will pick up her first foul. Team's fifth called against the Lady Fightin Bison here.
Alvarado at the line to shoot to 53% on the season. Bends over at the hip, puts it off the right iron, off the backboard, falls to the floor. Just 1 for 5 to start at the free throw line is East. Again, something that you would love to see if you're Coach Wesleyan get shored up. Of course, when you have Kai Buell without an attempt, that's going to hurt your free throw opportunities, as well as Alvarado misses the second one, and Callista Martinez grabs her third rebound.
And those free throws, again, need to get squared up here very soon, as here we are on the final regular, at least last remaining weeks of the regular season before we head to regionals up there at Thunder Basin.
Well, you know, like they say in Game of Thrones, winter is coming. Well, in basketball, it's March is coming, and it's right around the corner. Martinez spin move, pulls it up from the right elbow, too short. Van Tassel offensive rebound, turn around with the right hand, misses the iron, and Emma Jacobson grabs her second rebound. Hands it off to Alvarado in the lane, in the corner. CD on the right corner, open for three. It's going to be off the side of the backboard. She missed it by a mile, and then a frustration foul as Jaya Brown will go to the line to shoot 1 and 1. As CD will not got her on the side of the head.
Yeah, that will be her first foul. That'll be team's 8th called against Cheyenne East. So shooting time for Lady Fightin Bison again, as they have been in the bonus for quite some time here in this first half.
Blaney back in for Kira Walsh, who had snuck in on us without us seeing her. But Jaya at the line, 57% on the season, knocks in the first one. She'll get one more.
And that's first points on the board, or at least points on the board for Cheyenne South in quite some time here in the second quarter. They've only mustered up 3 points here in this entire second.
3:07 left here in this second quarter. The lead's cut to 16. She has a chance to make it 15, and she does so. Knocks in both free throws. She's got her first 2 points tonight. 30-15. Kai with the basketball for East. Looking for her offense to get set up. Now puts her head down, gets in the lane, tries to drive and dish, and they just collapse. South collapsed on Kai, the driver, and then on Blaney, the outlet pass, and it's going to be the 7th turnover for the Lady Thunderbirds. South with the basketball.
Crucial moment here for Cheyenne South to cash in on that turnover. Again, try to gain back some confidence and momentum.
Full court pressure again for East, not full pressure, as the baseball pass is going to be picked off by Kai Buell. Her third steal, it's the 11th turnover. Jacobson on the right block, kick out, Buell for three straight away. Got it! Like shooting layups. Her third three, she's got 13.
Again, minimal spacing, and she still burns the Cheyenne South team.
Brown across the timeline with the right-hand dribble for South. They're down by 18. It's the largest deficit on the night. Bowden Lildehall will check in next whistle for East. 2:15 left on the Pepsi scoreboard here in this first half. Martinez on the right wing goes to Van Tassel. She's double-teamed. Kick out, Leggett fakes the three in the corner. Kick up top to Brown. Brown working on Emma Jacobson. Two dribbles, goes to Van Tassel on the right wing. Now puts her head down. Double team comes with Buell, and they kick out to Martinez on the right wing. DeMoss open for three. She'll shoot it from straight away. Hits too hard off the back iron, and Blaney grabs her third rebound on the night, and then traveled for the 8th turnover of the night for East, as Castle and Lildehall will come in. Emma Jacobson and Alvarado will take a seat.
As Blaney on that one, again, trying to debate on if she should take the basketball or give it, at least hand it off to Kai. Took that one extra step, and another turnover for the Lady Thunderbirds.
Only down spot for East here is that Blaney hasn't scored yet, and she just picked up her second foul as Callisto Martinez runs into her, and she will go to the line to shoot two.
That'll be the 19th foul called against Cheyenne East here in this first half.
They did not call that on Blaney. They called that on Katie Castle, so that's her second.
Yeah, either way, she'll pick up her second foul, and team's 9th against the Lady Thunderbirds.
Martinez knocks in the first free throw. She's now 1 for 3 at the free throw line. She's got 5 points. That's her first point here in this quarter. The leading scorer for Coach Chad DeBrine and the Lady Fightin Bison. 33-16 the score. One more free throw coming for South. Second one on the way. She gets both to go. And South has now cut the lead to 16.
And slowly chipping away at the lead.
Bowden with the basketball. She's not pressured full court. DeMoss is face guarding Buell. Bowden into the lane, almost loses the handle, and it's on the floor between her and Jaya. Now she has it between her legs, able to muscle it away, goes to Castle back door. CD from 5 is an air ball. Bowden grabs the offensive rebound, will dribble it out. It'll be knocked out actually by Andrea DeMoss, but for Lildehall, that's her third offensive rebound here in this first half.
Yeah, she was kind of walking a tightrope there on that edge. Again, South High not too happy with that call, thought that should be at least a turnover.
Buell will inbound it for East as they spread it out here. At the free throw line, Blaney, one dribble, goes hard off the glass and through the nylon. Her first 2 points tonight, 35-17, lead back to 18. Baseball pass is going to be all the way out of bounds as Martinez threw it too far over the head of Andrea DeMoss. It's the 12th turnover on the night for South, and because nobody touched it, it's going to come all the way back on the east side of the floor, and Kai will inbound it underneath the hoop.
Again, careless passes like that, again, are hurting Cheyenne South. They need to be more crisp, at least this evening.
Castle has it, goes to Buell. Buell's going to pull right in front of the South bench. It's short, and she's going to grab her own rebound, and they're going to call a hold on Kai Buell, her second foul. And for Jaya, she'll go to the line where I believe it should be the 10th foul, and that means double bonus time.
Yeah, that will be the 10th foul called against Cheyenne East. Double bonus time for Cheyenne South here. Again, as you mentioned, Kai picking up that foul. That'll be her second.
Jaya 2 for 2 at the line. All 2 of her points came from the free throw line. 35-17 is the score. Actually, in this quarter, they've only hit one shot from the field, and that was a Van Tassel putback. The other 4 points have come from the free throw line as Jaya gets the first one of the generous roll from the front iron, backboard, and in through.
And right now, where you talk about at least getting shots from the field for Cheyenne South, kind of reminiscent of what happened last night for this team. Free throws is what's kind of helping out Lady Fightin Bison here.
Jaya, 3 dribbles, twirls, puts it up with the right hand. Nothing but net on the second one. She's a perfect 4 for 4. She's got 4 points, lead back to 16. South needs to start stringing together stops if they want to get back in this one. Alvarado, dribble, penetration, kick out to Lopez. Blaney will put it up from 5, knocks it in. 4th point scored by Blaney, lead back up to 18, and then Castle and DeMoss collide. Lildehall tried to grab the loose ball. It's going to be out of play. Last touch by Lildehall. It's going to be South basketball with 48 seconds left here in the second quarter. Again, East 37-19 over South.
On that one right there for the Lady Fightin Bison. Another close call. Another, at least mental mistake that almost resulted in a turnover.
Jaya trying to get around Castle, gets in the lane, met by 3 East players. Will hand it off now to Martinez straight away. Martinez dribbles with the right hand and then double dribbled. 13th turnover for the Lady Fightin Bison. And a night that tell of 2 nights for the Fightin Bison, where they never trailed against Central last night, have trailed most of this game, and the 18-point deficit's been there a couple of times. It's also the largest deficit. Blaney kick up top, that's Castle straight away. Lillahall right corner, right wing 3, too strong. The rebound comes down to Tovar. Tovar will grab her first rebound as we're at 13 seconds left in the corner. Martinez trying to hustle down the floor, goes round 2, puts up the right-hand shot, and it's a charge! C.D. Lopez draws the charge, the first foul on Martinez, and with 8.8 left, East will have one more opportunity to try to make this a 20-point game.
That's a 16th foul call against Cheyenne South. That one going against Martinez, as you mentioned, her first.
Blaney has the basketball, goes over to try to hit Lillahall flying down the floor. DeMoss did a great job knocking it out of play. 5.6 seconds left here as South in the full court pressure. Alvarado has the basketball, gets into the front court. 3 seconds left, 2 seconds left. It's on the floor, picked up by Castle, throws it up, but after the horn. We're through one half of play here at Historic Story Gymnasium. It's East 37, South 19, a 2-minute timeout right here on 1480 KRAE. Back inside Historic Story Gymnasium. Before we get you to our first half stats, let's quickly go to the boys game as we're now joined alongside Rusty Horsley of East High. Coach, very successful trip as we were talking just before we came on air. As you had just let me know, probably first time in boys history, going to Gillette and not surrendering a loss at all.
Yeah, I was really proud of every level that we had there. Sophomore, JV, and varsity all went 3-0 against Campbell County and 3-0 against Thunder Basin, and that's a good showing because that's a long road trip and that's a tough place to play. And with all the basketball history in Gillette, that's a tough area to get a win in anyway. So to go 6-0, we were really proud of our boys.
Well, ever since Thunder Basin has come about, and especially been on this side of the quadrant where you have to play, or at least not in the quadrant, but on this side of the region, that's a tough road trip. That's 2 tough teams, and for you guys, you go down there hoping for a split, but to come out with 2 wins, that's got to give your team a lot of confidence especially because you have to go back there in a couple weeks.
Yeah, it was. I thought those were two great wins. I think both of those are two really good teams. Like I said, historically, Gillette basketball is the standard that everybody in the state wants to get to. And for us to go there and get 2 wins, we were extremely happy for our program and for our boys.
Talked to Coach Howard earlier this morning at school, and we were just talking about Xavier McCord. You know, most guys tend to see their scoring go down as your scout, but he's just getting better and better and better. How important has his been play as of late, especially on the road trip?
Well, I'm so proud of Xavier. You know, I think this year he really took things serious and really started working hard in practice. And he's when we run sprints, he's the first kid to get back, and he's the first kid on defense. And he's just had a great attitude all year, and I think his attitude is really paying off. And he's a tough kid anyway. So I think his mental toughness and everything that he attributes to our team has just been a huge factor for us this year.
How much has your team grown just from that loss against Central? It seems like you guys have kind of hit another gear. I mean, even to take down Natrona and Sheridan. Granted, it was at home, but you guys have beaten Sheridan twice this year already. That's a pretty good outfit there as they get those 2 bigs. Have you seen a different focus since that loss?
You know, I thought we did a good job in our film session with the boys. The assistant coaches did a great job of visiting with our boys too, and we took that film session pretty serious. We watched a lot of film on that game and just where our weaknesses were at. And Central's a great team, and they took it to us. So that was a great film session to look at. But I think our kids, you know, I really like our team. They're very team oriented. They don't really care. A lot of times we'll have 4 different guys in double figures. It doesn't matter who's scoring, and so I like where our team's at right now.
Coach, this is a South team. They may be down, but they got some youth, and they got some kids that come out, and they're just gritty. Of course, you got Cameron Bird, probably one of the better scorers in the state as well. How important will it be to make sure that you guys come out and not just expect to come out and win?
Well, you know, I think our kids have been good about that this year, but Cameron Bird's a really talented player, and you know, South has some really good athleticism, and they're young too, but they'll get after you a little bit. So we got to come out and play our game, and this is the second game of this week to end it, and so we have to, you know, we're going to try and end it on the right note.
And then, Coach, how important is it, you know, it looked like Jake Rail was really starting to find his touch. It just seemed like the 3-ball hasn't really been there as much as it was at the beginning of the year. But to see Jake knock down some last night, and then, you know, even Chance, you would love to see him get going a little bit more too, so that way you can open up for Xavier.
Yeah, you know, we have a lot of different weapons on our team, and, you know, that's what's nice about our team is that if one guy's not really having a great night, the other guys are going to pick him up, and that's kind of what we expect. And so Jake will make his threes. You know, he works extremely hard in the off season, and he's going to be able to knock down some threes. We just got to get through that. Right now is a grind in February, and we kind of got to get through this week and then next week, and we kind of got to rest them and get them ready for regionals and state. And I think last year was a detriment to our team. We worked them too hard towards the end of the season, and I think you saw that in our shooting up at state. And so hopefully, you know, it just depends on how they're doing.
All right, Coach. Well, hey, best of luck tonight. Thank you for joining us. That's Coach Rusty Horsley. We'll take a 2-minute timeout and have our first half stats from our girls game right here on 1480 KRAE. Score at half here at Story Gym, East 37, South 19. Let's take you through the stats for the visiting East High Lady Thunderbirds. They're led by their leading scorer, Kai Buell, with 13 points. Again, in that first matchup, she had 14 in the entire game, so well on her way there. 7 points for Katie Castle, 6 points for Bowden Lildehall, 4 for Blaney, 4 for Alvarado, 2 for Emma Jacobson, 1 for Ruby Jacobson. For South, they're being led by Callista Martinez, who has 5 points for Andrea DeMoss, 4 for Van Tassel, 4 for Jaya Brown. More importantly, not a single point scored off the bench for the Lady Fightin Bison compared to the 7 points scored off the bench for Easton. A little bit of a difference you can see with these two teams.
You are seeing right now Cheyenne East is coming and firing out on all cylinders without a doubt. We're again looking at the offense, whether it is driving on the inside, being aggressive, or from shooting from outside, again, especially led by one Kai Buell. But the defense has been able to swarm around Cheyenne South. How many times did we see there, especially in that second quarter, where South had difficulty getting across that timeline, where even a 10-second violation was called against the Lady Fightin Bison? So Cheyenne East right now firing on all cylinders, taking care of business. Cheyenne South right now, again, you're seeing the same stuff of what we've seen throughout this season for the Lady Fightin Bison, whether it is, again, long passes that should not be made. Again, those kind of baseball long passes down the court, again, resulting in turnovers, careless passes, again, just mental mistakes that here as we approach the end of the regular season should not be at least committed by a lot of these juniors, seniors out there for Cheyenne South, where you've been through these ranks plenty of time. This is, again, you can't give, don't hand the game to Cheyenne East, make them earn it, essentially.
Yeah, and one thing that East is really doing well is they're sharing the basketball. 7 assists to 8 with 8 turnovers. And at the high school level, you'll take that because the fact that, high school basketball, you tend to see a lot of turnovers, especially when the pressure's ramped up. But they are sharing the basketball, both Kai and Bowden, with 2 assists each. And when this East team can start using the flow of the offense, the flow of their emotion offense, it's going to allow their shooters to get open. And when these shooters shoot in rhythm, they don't miss a whole lot of shots from behind the arc. You have Katie Castle that has a 3, 2 threes hit by Lildehall, 3 threes knocked down by Kai Buell. And for South, you're in a lot of trouble if you can't interrupt that rhythm.
Yeah, without a doubt. And again, Cheyenne South has been trying to do that, but even with putting some spacing, some pressure on Cheyenne East, so especially with one Kai Buell, she's got a lot of talent. East High's got a lot of talent where even in those moments, or at least if Cheyenne South's putting on that pressure, though, they find a way. That's why this team is number 3 in Class 4A, if not going to move a little bit higher, especially with the Central loss from last night. But again, for Cheyenne East, for both teams, however, again, where we talk on the JUCO side, we look at, here we are looking towards the standings, or at least seedings, as regionals is approaching very quickly. Again, a lot's on line, not even for Cheyenne East, but for Cheyenne South. Even Chad DeBryan mentioned it with you on the pregame show of, hey, that 3 seed's a lot better than going, at least being that 4 seed to take on that number 1 out of the North. Without a doubt, that number 1 out of the North, who's going to be, all intents and purposes right now, Thunder Basin, the host site as well, too. And we saw this past weekend, myself and Larry up there at Gillette, how difficult it is to get a victory there at Thunder Basin.
We'll take a 1-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll preview what's ahead for this weekend on 1480 KRAE as far as LCCC goes. A 1-minute timeout right here on 1480 KRAE. As far as basketball goes on 1480 KRAE tomorrow, Nick Proietti and Larry Proietti will be back at the rack for the final regular season game of the season, as both Lady Golden Eagles and Golden Eagles will be hosting Central Wyoming. And for the Lady Golden Eagles, a big game because they need to win with a little bit of help, which could happen for a chance at that 4 seed.
Without a doubt, a lot on the line for LCCC on the women's side, where, again, win and at least you have a shot to at least host that first-round playoff game. It also, too, depends on what happens up in Sheridan at the Golden Dome between the Lady Generals of Sheridan College and also, too, the Lady Thunderbirds of Casper College. Casper College, who has already clinched at least the regional tournament, at least host site there at the Swedes. So, but for Casper College, they got a lot to play for regarding seedings, regarding possibilities for national tournament as well, too, on the women's side. So, again, big game for LCCC on the women. Big game as well, too, for the men as well, too, for Central Wyoming. They're at least looking towards standings and seedings for playoff time, and also, too, the LCCC Golden Eagles. They're looking towards standings. They've already been predetermined to be on the road, but it's pretty much of where are you headed to? Are you going to Casper, are you going to Western, or are you going to Gillette at this point in time? It's pretty much of win and try to distance yourself, or at least gain some ground to get the at least better seeding for on the road.
Just some momentum, too. Get some momentum, maybe some confidence. Here we'll have East start with the basketball. They're now going to go right to left across your screen or radio dial. Again, all the different ways you can watch high school and college or JUCO basketball on 1480 KRAE. You can watch it on the 1480 KRAE YouTube channel. You can watch it via Periscope via Twitter or online at 1480krae.com. Of course, you can go old school, 1480 AM or 101.1 FM as well. East has their starting 5 on the floor: Emma Jacobson, Castle, Blaney, Alvarado, and Buell. South with their starting 5: Harlan, Brown, Martinez, Van Tassel, and DeMoss. As Alvarado has the basketball, Jacobson gets into the lane, kick out to Buell. They're going to box and one Buell, it looks like. Castle from the short left corner will knock it in for 2 as Katie Castle's starting to score a little bit tonight. She's got 9. It's up to 20-point lead.
Yeah, 20-point lead already for Cheyenne East. We look at that JV game before this one got underway where Cheyenne East came away with a big victory there.
Castle with the steal. And then slows it down, hands it off to Blaney, the 14th steal.
I want to mention in that JV game for Cheyenne East, they had a running clock situation as they hit a 40-point advantage over Cheyenne South. Again, that was the JV game earlier here at Story.
Buell gets around Martinez. She's in the paint, driving dish to Jacobson. Can't get the shot off. It's Blaney over in the corner, or now in the right wing. One dribble, goes up to Alvarado. Alvarado with the basketball, looking for Buell to post up down low. Instead, Buell will come out to her, put it up from the right wing. Nothing but net. Kai starting the game on fire, comes out of the half on fire. Her fourth three-pointer knocked down.
Do you expect anything less by Kai Buell tonight?
Not when it's in rhythm, and that was a rhythm 3 that was knocked down for Alvarado. That's her second assist. DeMoss has the basketball, dribbles with the right hand, picked up by Jacobson. 1-3-1 pressure here for East in the corner. Martinez, it's off the top of the backboard and out of play. It will be East basketball on that missed 3-ball attempt from the right corner by Martinez. 42-19, East with the lead. They will not lead wire to wire, as South did jump out to the lead. They had 6-4 was the last lead they had.
But that lead feels like forever ago for Cheyenne South, as they're well behind right now.
Buell in the paint, pulls up from 5, rattles in and out. Everyone falls to the floor, and there to grab it is Alvarado, who will bank it in for 2. And now Kai is slow to get up, and that's going to be hold your breath time for Coach Eric Wessling and the Lady Thunderbirds. She gets up. It looks like she's going to try and stay in the game. She looks over at Coach Wessling. In volleyball, they were playing, it was East and Central. She took a knee to the face, and I was at the game watching it, and Coach Wessling was there as well as some other coaches, and they did the same thing, hold their breath, as they know Kai Buell is a huge, massive part to this team. She's fine. She stays in the game. We're back underway as DeMoss has the basketball straight away with Buell sagged inside the arc. playing defense. Harlan still with the basketball. Castle on her, now right wing to DeMoss. The Van Tassel having a hard time holding the seal on Blaney. Brown will go to Martinez in the paint, kick out to Moss, right wing now, gets it to the right block to Van Tassel, puts it up from the right side. She's fouled by Blaney, and Blaney will pick up her second as Van Tassel will go to the line for the first time tonight.
Her second, team's first, called against Cheyenne East here in this second half. Shooting opportunity here for Riley Van Tassel, where for Cheyenne South, they've been pretty consistent from behind the charity stripe here tonight.
Van Tassel puts up the first one, high arcing, hits off the front iron. It will be another shot coming for Riley Van Tassel.
As they're still looking for their first points on the board here in this third quarter. 5:43 remaining here in the third.
Second one on the way by Van Tassel, nothing but net. She's got a little bit more on that shot. It's the first point of the quarter, 44-20, 24-point lead here for East. Down low, Littlehall who checks in, banks it in and one! The foul will be on Van Tassel. Great find by Alvarado, and Littlehall with a chance for three the hard way.
That will be the first team foul called against Cheyenne South here in this half. As you mentioned, Riley Van Tassel picking up the foul. That'll be her second.
Littlehall too strong on the free throw attempt. Emma Jacobson tries to save it underneath, but it comes to Van Tassel. Martinez with the right-hand dribble, gets it into the front court. Hands it off to Jaya. Jaya with the basketball. Littlehall up high, playing man-to-man defense here is East. Here in this third quarter, up by 26. Van Tassel straight away goes to Brown in the left wing. Down low, Van Tassel on that nice post screen. Too strong off the back iron, though, or off the backboard. DeMoss grabs the offensive rebound and banks it in for two. She's got 7. It's her first bucket since the first quarter.
I do believe that's the first bucket made in quite some time for Cheyenne South. A lot of those points of the third quarter came from behind the charity stripe.
Littlehall drive, kick out, Castle for three. It's short, and the rebound comes down to Littlehall. Her fourth offensive rebound. And another opportunity for East. Castle left corner, doesn't take the three. Will slow it down, hits the cutting Littlehall. She'll dribble it out of the paint, now go back in, put up the right-hand shot. She'll go to the line to shoot two as DeMoss will pick up her first foul in the matchup.
That'll be the second team foul called against Cheyenne South. As you mentioned, Littlehall picking up that foul. That'll be her first. Actually, they're going to call that against DeMoss.
Right, DeMoss, Littlehall will go to the line to shoot two. As we'll see C.D. Lopez come in for Katie Castle. Littlehall with 8 points in the contest. First free throw on the way.
Actually, she made the first one.
I must have missed the first one. Okay, made the first one, missed the second. It's a 25-point lead. Littlehall actually has 9 now in the game. Looking to go down low to Martinez is South. Instead, they go Van Tassel straight away. Kick out. No, it's stolen by Alvarado. Alvarado trying to go steal in two. Left-hand lay-in, up and in for two. Alvarado gets the easy steal and the easy two in transition.
Do want to mention again, it is 40-point lead. That is the point where it is running clock in high school.
It's up to 27 here in the third quarter. Brown has the basketball. She's going to be held by Littlehall for Bowden. That will be her first. Bo started both games as Alvarado was sick. That was against Sheridan and Natrona. She averaged 16 points a game that weekend in the starter, so she's a freshman that can score. And for Coach Wessling, a very nice bench presence for him with Littlehall out there. As we'll see 3 subs come in. It is Danny, Ruby Jacobson, and Buell. Jacobson, Blaney, and Alvarado will take a seat for the Lady Thunderbirds.
That foul again going against the Littlehall. Her first, team second, called against the Lady Thunderbirds.
Jaya with the right-hand dribble, kicks it over to DeMoss on the right wing. DeMoss looking down low, trying to find Leggett the cutter. Instead goes top to Martinez, now directing traffic. Dribbles in the lane 2 times, throws it off the backboard, off the right iron. Buell grabs the rebound. That's her 4th rebound. Now hits Jacobson, running the floor, misses a shot. CD able to save it. Straightaway 3 for Buell. Nothing but net. Good extra pass by C.D. Lopez, and that's the 5th three-pointer knocked in by Kai Buell.
30-point advantage here for Cheyenne East with plenty of time remaining here on the clock.
I saw on Twitter, Eric Wessling retweeted a picture of Kai Buell in the gym shooting with the gun. 99 out of 100 made three-pointers. So she's somebody that will put the work in and work on that three-point shot as we'll have an offensive foul on the right block. Callista Martinez will be the one that picks up the foul. Ruby Jacobson is the one that draws it.
That'll be the 13th foul called against Cheyenne South for Martinez. She'll pick up her second foul as when it rains, it starts pouring for Cheyenne South as, again, nothing could go right so far for the Lady Fighting Bison here.
Buell will walk it across the timeline, and she'll be picked up by Harlan at the top of the arc. Fakes the three, goes to CD, extra pass, left corner three by Bowden. Too strong, and the rebound will come down to DeMoss. DeMoss picks up her third rebound. No, looking to push the tempo. 2-on-1. Lildahall with good hustle on the other side, knocks it out of play. It will stay South basketball as Blaney will come in for Danny. 30-point lead for East.
Crucial possession here for Cheyenne South. Need points on the board if you want to at least attempt any sort of comeback here.
Brown gets the inbound at the right wing. Goes to Tovar in the corner. DeMoss with the basketball. DeMoss dribbles with the left hand, met by Bowden, and she'll call it needed. Knee is Lildahall is a little limp on that right leg, but she'll pick up her second foul, and we'll see Alvarado come in for Bowden.
Her second team's third called against the Lady Thunderbirds. As Coach DeBryan going to call a timeout.
Just the second timeout called here in this game. It looks like a 30-second timeout, so we'll take a quick 30-second timeout here as well on 1480 KRAE. Leggett, Brown, DeMoss, Harlan, and Tovar, a very small lineup out on the floor for South. East has Alvarado, CD, Blaney. It looks like Kira Walsh is checked into the game as well as Kai Buell. Leggett with the basketball, goes to the right corner to DeMoss. DeMoss fakes the pass two times to the right side, still hasn't dribbled. Instead, will hand it off to Brown. Brown in the lane, stops at the free throw line, almost loses her footing. Kicks it back up top to Leggett. 52-22 our score. 2:12 left here in this third quarter on the Pepsi scoreboard. Tovar straight away. As now more patience shown by South, but they need to push the tempo. That shot's blocked by Buell, and the loose ball will come out to Leggett for Buell. That's her second block on the night.
Blocks and steals. Again, this Cheyenne East defense has just been swarming all over the Lady Fighting Bison here tonight.
Another senior for East looking to check in. Senior guard Jordan Knipper is at the table waiting for the next whistle. Brown has the basketball. Long possession here for South. On the right block, Leggett has it. Double teamed. Almost stolen away again by Buell. It goes out of play. And we'll see Jordan Knipper come in, and Kai Buell will take a seat.
And you're going to assume for Coach Eric Wessling that we're going to see some of those bench players come off for him. Again, with the 30-point advantage here in this contest.
See seniors like the other senior we haven't seen yet is Jazz Dirks. See if she also makes an appearance, especially with them up by 30. DeMoss with the basketball, dribbles with the left hand, goes over to Tovar straight away. Open, but doesn't take the shot. Leggett on the right wing. Leggett holds her dribble, now goes to Tovar. Down low, J.R. Brown, two on her. Kick out, DeMoss straight away, three. Hits off the right iron. Alvarado grabs the rebound, her third one. Alvarado into the front court. Gets into the lane. Tovar falls to the floor trying to reach for it. Kira Walsh on that right wing, grabs the basketball, two dribbles, goes back to CD. CD looking for someone to flash or to cut. Instead, now we'll start dribbling with the right hand, spin around, and now give it off to Alvarado. High on the right side is we're under a minute here in the third quarter.
Yeah, as East just trying to whittle some time off the clock here.
Walsh kick out. Knipper puts up the three ball. Got it! And that gets the entire East bench off their rears. And I was going to say, gives a standing O to Jordan Knipper, who knocks in the three.
It makes it at least 33-point advantage here now for Cheyenne East.
For Alvarado, that's her fourth assist on the night. McKenna Harlan with the basketball, goes to Tovar on the right wing. Tovar into the lane, stops just inside the free throw line, kicks it back out to Jaya. She's also on the right wing. From the right elbow, Brown rolls it in for two. Her first shot made from the field. She's got 6 points.
First field goal for Cheyenne South in quite some time again here in the quarter.
7 seconds left on the Pepsi scoreboard. 55-44 24 the score. Alvarado has it knocked away and turned over. Harlan comes up with a steal, and that will be the horn to end the third quarter. 55-24, East with the lead. 1 minute timeout right here on 1480 KRAE. $18-5 is how East came out in that third quarter to extend their largest lead here at 31. As South will come out with Leggett, DeMoss, Harlan, Brown, and Tovar. So Van Tassel and Martinez on the bench for the Lady Fightin Bison. East will come out with Emma, Jacobson, Alvarado, Castle, Blaney, and Buell. They're starting five, and I would assume Coach Wessling will go line changes here in this fourth quarter.
You would assume at what point in time is Coach Wessling going to call off the Dogs here against Cheyenne South with again, the 31-point advantage here.
Tovar with the right-hand dribbles, picks it up, hits the backdoor cutting Harlan, and if she doesn't dribble, she would have had an easy lay-in. DeMoss able to grab the offensive rebound and lay it in for two. She's got a team-high 9.
As that
lead cut to 29.
As that one just hung up there for her, but eventually fell through.
Jacobson with the basketball, gets in the lane, puts up the right-hand floater, hits hard off the back iron, front iron. Leggett grabs the rebound for South, and then knocked out a play by Blaney.
So it'll go to Cheyenne South. Lady Fightin Bison, who, again, right now it's a gut check time. If they want to make a comeback, again, you got to be aggressive, start at least scoring very quickly here.
Brown gets it into the front court, met by Alvarado. Slows it down between the rings. It's at the left elbow to Leggett. Bounce pass to Moss in the left corner, being played by Kai Buell. Brown, right wing, fakes the shot, gets into the lane, tries to step back, instead dribble handoff to Tovar. DeMoss open, right corner three. It's long, and Emma Jacobson for East grabs the rebound. Kai has the basketball, gets into the lane, kick out, Castle, 3-ball put up on the way, hits off the front iron. Blaney grabs the one-handed rebound, banks it in for two. Just her 6th point and her 4th rebound, but it's a 31-point lead for East. So not needed tonight is her normal output. DeMoss has it on the left side, which she's averaging 11 points on the season. Jaya step back, instead comes inside the arc, then picks up her dribble. Tovar has it, bounce pass in the right corner to DeMoss. DeMoss with the left-hand dribble, gets into the lane, kicks it out to Leggett. Jaya Brown, she'll put up a three from the left wing. Hits off the right iron, and the rebound will come down to Blaney, her 5th one. Blaney will bring it up the court. Instead, actually, we'll throw it up to Castle. Castle on the lane on the right block is shoved, and she'll go to line and shoot two. As her shot was short, it'll be DeMoss, the guilty party.
That'll be the 14th foul called against Cheyenne South. As you mentioned with DeMoss picking up that foul, that'll be her 2nd.
Van Tassel, Martinez, and there's one other sitting, maybe Reagan Moore, waiting to check in for South after this first free throw by Castle, who's 0 for 2 at the free throw line tonight. That 0 of 3. As a team, they've only hit 2 free throws.
And that's something for Coach Eric Whistling. You got to at least worry about here, even, again, as you're going to get the victory here tonight. But as we approach playoff time here in Class 4A, when you're going to see some more talented teams in the Eastern, at least, Conference, and you need to shore that up when free throws are going to at least kind of be the maker difference of those contests.
Castle knocks in the second one. They're 3 of 9 on the night from the free throw line. Of course, Kai Buell, their leading free throw shooter, has not been at the line tonight. Brown with the basketball gets into the right wing, kick out pass to Callista. Callista looks down low, directing traffic. Will go over to Moore, throws it over her head. Castle comes up with her 2nd steal. It's the 18th turnover. Jacobson gets that shot to roll in from the left block. Jacobson's got her 2nd bucket on the evening. It's a 34-point lead for East.
As that thing pinballed up there, at least on the rim, but fell through.
Martinez has it on the right block, almost taken away by Blaney. She turns around, shot too strong. Buell grabs the rebound now, hustling down the floor. That's her 5th rebound. Baseball pass to Alvarado. It's going to be last touched by South. It will stay East basketball. Again, we'll have the line change for the Thunderbirds. We will see, as I had mentioned, Jasmine Dirks, the other senior. She'll come in for the first time tonight. Ruby Jacobson, Kira Walsh, Sloan Danny, and Bowden Lildahall. Lildahall, left corner, 3 is going to be well short. And the rebound is going to be out of play. It'll be South basketball.
As again, Cheyenne East with at least moving on to the victory here. Next up for the Lady Thunderbirds, they'll be back here at Story Gym next weekend as they'll take on the heated rival of Cheyenne Central Lady Indians, where again for Cheyenne East, again, revenge is on their mind after what happened a few weeks ago here in this building.
Well, not only that too, but very well potentially could be for the quadrant, as Van Tassel is going to be called for the charge. Kira Walsh did a great job beating her to the spot, and for Van Tassel, that's her 3rd.
Her 3rd, team's 5th, called against Cheyenne South.
See if we can find a score over at the Plainsman Gym.
As again, at least Lady Plainsman taking on Cheyenne Central tonight.
Jazzy Dirks has the basketball, pulls it up for 2. It's an air ball. Walsh able to save it, but saves it over towards the bench. It will go back to South basketball.
Yeah, Cheyenne East, again, we'll have Cheyenne Central next weekend to round out the regular season. Cheyenne South, they will be, I do believe, in Laramie. You see that Laramie team next weekend?
Yes, you are correct, as Callista Martinez has it on the left wing up top. Van Tassel with the basketball. Haven't seen a score from Laramie. Again, we'll try to pass it along to you once we get it. More inside the paint. Airballs the shot. Dirks will grab the rebound. Now Lildahall traveled with the basketball. She looked like she was going to go after Ruby, but then realized she wasn't looking. So decided to just keep walking with the basketball and turns it over.
With the victory for Cheyenne East here tonight, they're going to go to 18-3 overall. For Cheyenne South, they're going to drop to 6-14 overall.
Brown picked up at half court by Bowden. With the right-hand dribble, goes to the right side to Callista Martinez for South. Just 26 points scored for the Fightin Bison thus far, as Van Tassel will throw it out of play. It's the 19th turnover for the Lady Fightin Bison, and we'll see Tovar and DeMoss come in for South. Martinez and Van Tassel will come out for the Lady Fightin Bison.
And with the upset at least happening yesterday with Cheyenne South here upsetting Cheyenne Central, Cheyenne East is making a case that they should be the number 2 team in Class 4A.
Bowden tries to go over to Walsh. It's poked away from behind. Back-to-back turnovers for East, as Jaya Brown comes up with her first steal tonight. Kick over, DeMoss in the lane. Kick out back to the right wing. Jaya Brown throws up an air ball from 3, and it will come back to East. 60-26. There's 3:43 left on our Pepsi scoreboard.
After this game wraps up, we will have boys action between Cheyenne South and Cheyenne East. Again, a lot riding on that for both squads. For, again, Cheyenne East trying to at least get some positioning behind Cheyenne Central, and same for Cheyenne South.
Lildahall with it on the right corner, dribbles with the left hand, behind the back now, gets around Brown and then throws it off the foot. It's another turnover for East. And you know Coach Westling's not going to like maybe garbage time, but he wants you to take care of the basketball, and it's going to be a block. Or no, offensive foul. Jazzy Dirks will draw the charge. It will go on, I think it was DeMoss that was driving.
Yeah, DeMoss will pick up that foul. That will be her 3rd. That's going to be Team 6 called against the Lady Fightin Bison.
Danny will come out. Jordan Knipper will come in for East. East has had 3 back-to-back possessions with the turnover. 60-26. This is their largest scoring drought here tonight. Jacobson, of course, they have all backups in with this 34-point lead. Lildahall gets in the lane, puts up the left hand shot, banks it in for 2. Lildahall has 11.
Asking you shall receive as the scoring drought ends there for Cheyenne East, and again the lead extends out that much larger to 36 here.
Tovar looking to go down low, instead goes to the corner, and for the first time tonight we'll see Laney Ramirez. Tovar, kick out, Leggett with the basketball, dribbles with the right hand, spin move, gets in the lane, puts up the right hand shot, is fouled on the way up as she missed the shot off the left iron. Also into the game is Faith Ritter. junior guard or junior forward for Coach Chad DeBryan, as Leggett will go to the line to shoot 2.
As that foul going against Dirks, she'll pick up her first foul. Team's 4th call against the Lady Thunderbirds.
Leggett just 18% on the season from the charity stripe. Puts up the first one with the right hand. That one rolls out, as we'll see Ashley Marshall and another sister here. I believe that is going to be Kaylee Alvarado, the younger sister of Cheyenne Alvarado. And Ruby Jacobson and Kira Walsh take a seat for East as Leggett hits the second one. Her first points tonight. 62-27, 2:30 left here in this fourth quarter.
And first points in a while for Cheyenne South here in this fourth quarter.
Lildehall hand off to Knipper, bounce pass in the left corner. Now she's in the lane, 3 converts. She puts up the right-hand floater, hits off the left iron. Grabbing the offensive rebound is Marshall. She missed the shot, grabs the another one. But then it's going to be called for over the back.
Yeah,
and that will be South basketball.
Again, that was kind of clear as day there with that one. At least Marshall will pick up that foul. Her first, team's 5th, called against Cheyenne East. And again, you saw the height advantage there where she, again, kind of towering over Cheyenne South, getting rebound after rebound.
With the basketball, it's Ritter on the left wing. Ashley Marshall, really known for her volleyball. Volleyball is her sport, the setter and hitter for Coach Nicole Quigley and the East High Lady Thunderbird volleyball team. That is an air ball by Tovar that goes out of play. East will have the basketball. 1:54 left, 62-27. East with the lead. They did not lead wire to wire. The last lead South had was 6-4. Then it was a 3 parade between Katie Castle, Kai Buell, and Bo Lildehall. As that passes down low, Marshall misses another bunny.
But overall for Cheyenne East, so it's been a pretty dominant, at least, contest. A pretty dominating victory against Cheyenne South here tonight at Story.
Leggett has it high on the right wing. Will slow it down and reset her offense with Dirks playing defense on her. Leggett gets around Dirks into the lane, puts up the right-hand scooper. She'll go to the foul line and shoot 2 as her shot way too high off the glass. And for Leggett, she'll go to the line for the second time.
Knipper picking up her first foul. Team 6 call against the Lady Thunderbirds. As the foul's now starting to mount up with kind of in that quote-unquote kind of garbage time here.
Get a couple hard dribbles on the floor with the right hand, puts up the shot, and that one rolls in. The one shining light as far as this weekend goes is South has found their touch from the free throw line. They shot 48% coming into the weekend. It's going to go way up as they went 18 of 22 last night. And here tonight they've made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Make that 11 as Leggett goes 2 for 2 out of 12, 13, 14, 11, 15. They're 11 of 15. Knipper for 3. Hits hard off the back iron. Moore will grab the rebound.
The alarming thing, though, for Cheyenne South is they're doing great, at least from the charity stripe, as
Tovar will bake in the transition bucket. Good pass by Leggett, her first assist tonight. 62-31 the score.
The alarming thing, though, for Cheyenne South is, again, field goal shooting has gone very cold here in the past couple contests.
Knipper into the lane. She's fouled on the way up, and she'll go to the line and shoot 2, where she's a knock on wood for her, because I don't want to say announcer's jinx, but she's 100% on the season from the free throw line.
17th foul called against Cheyenne South. Bonus time for Cheyenne East. That one going against Reagan Moore. She'll pick up her first foul.
Of course, there it is, as Knipper misses the first one.
You're welcome.
Of course, East has struggled from the free throw line.
We'll blame it on the other broadcaster.
There you go.
I think
Broadcasters.
There's 2 more. Yeah, that's right.
Second one on the way. Hits off the right iron. Tovar will grab the rebound.
As we're under a minute here.
Leggett with it on the left wing. She'll put up the high arcing 3, hits off the front iron. Ritter grabs the rebound, puts up the bank shot, too strong. Ashley Marshall reaches over everyone and grabs the rebound. Knipper trying to run down that pass from Dirks, who threw it a line drive to her and couldn't run it down. For East, they have made 1, 2, 3 out of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They're 3 of 11 from the free throw line. 62-31 is what they have for their lead, though, because they've been lighting it up from deep. As Ramirez has the basketball, goes to Leggett. Leggett into the lane, double teamed and turned over. Lildehall grabbed the basketball. She's going to be giving it right back as she stepped on the line. She'll get the steal, but then a turnover again for Lildehall. with 22 seconds left. Moore has the basketball, go right off her hands to the South bench, and then South politely gives it right back.
Talk about the outside shooting here tonight. Again, the one person you spotlight of what they did for Cheyenne East, that being one Kai Buell, the team leader for the Lady Thunderbirds. Again, she was on fire from range tonight.
9 3-pointers knocked down for East tonight, 5 of them by their leading scorer, Kai Buell. She's not going to get to her season average of 23 points. She's going to end with 16 as Lildah will dribble the timeout. And there's our final horn. The final score, East 62, South 31, as the Lady Thunderbirds double up their crosstown rivals from the south side of Cheyenne. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, and when we come back, we'll have final stats from this one and get you set for our boys game right here on 1480 KRAE.
If you're looking for fun and style, then the new 2019 Kia Optima has what you need. And here at Kia of Cheyenne, we can help you own one. I'm AJ Miller, and the 2019 Kia Optima will reward your daily drive with comfort, performance, and advanced engineering. Kia Optima technology, your phone allows access to remote lock or unlock, climate control, 24-hour roadside assistance, and much more. Come in, call 775-0123, or go to kiaofcheyenne.com, and we'll make it easy.
Into Story Gymnasium, 62-31 our final, as East didn't lead wire to wire, but they led dang near most of the game. They was 6-4 at one point in favor of South, and that's when the three ball started falling for East. Again, they hit 9 of them in the contest.
We go back to early on in this game in the first quarter where it was back and forth between these two, where it looked like it was going to be a very good and competitive game, for about 5 or so minutes, and then one Kai Buell has to ruin the show for Cheyenne South, where again, Kai Buell, who is a phenomenal athlete, again, great talent across the state of Wyoming, but again, who hits, as you mentioned, 5 3-pointers. She found that stroke, found that rhythm early on in that first quarter, and that's where it started getting out of hand very fast for Cheyenne South. Cheyenne South that we've seen plenty of times this season. We saw the same Lady Fightin Bison team that has caused a lot of turnovers, a lot of mental mistakes. They basically hand these contests to opposing teams. It was a situation that I mentioned at half, and again, at least reflecting on this contest for Cheyenne South, it's a mantra of you don't need to help out this Cheyenne East team. They're number 3 in the state for a reason. They got a lot of talent. They don't need help. Don't give them that help. You got to make these teams earn these victories against you.
For our final stats tonight, let's take you first through South. They were led by Andrea Damas with 9 points. Just 6 points apiece for Jaya Brown and Callista Martinez. Van Tassel added 5, 3 points for Leggett, and 2 for Raina Tovar. They're scoring in the quarters, 11 in the first, 8 in the second, 5 in the third, and 7 in that fourth quarter. For Cheyenne East Lady Thunderbirds, they were led by Kai Buell with 19. And for Buell, she had 5 3-pointers in the contest. 11 points for Lildah, 10 for Katie Castle, 8 points for Alvarado, 6 for Blaney, 4 for Emma Jacobson, 1 for Ruby Jacobson. East went 20 in the first, 17 in the second, 18 in the third, and 7 in the fourth quarter. South ended with 20 turnovers in the game. East ended with a very satisfying 12. I'm sure if you ask Coach Wesley. More importantly, they had 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 unofficial assists in the contest. So going 12 and 12 there is a big deal at the high school level.
Well, and it's something, again, that was your near perfect game for Cheyenne East, taking care of business against Cheyenne South. The only issue, again, I think that Coach Eric Wesley would have of what he's seen of recent by his team is the free throw shooting, where, again, you didn't need to worry about it here tonight. You may need to worry about it next weekend, or at least next Friday, happening here in Story against Cheyenne Central, and also to the weekend after when you head up to Thunder Basin and compete in that regional tournament where free throws, when games are close and come down to the wire, you're missing those crucial shots. It's going to cost you ball games and might be early exit time for you in that regional tournament as a possibility. Right. That's the only thing right now for Cheyenne East. That's that slight tweak that you need to take care of before postseason time.
Speaking of free throws, South was 11 of 15, so they shot the free throw very well on the weekend. They were 29 of 37 on the weekend, and for a team that shot 49% on the season from the free throw line, the 29 of 37 mark will be good enough for 78%. So if you're Coach Chad DeBrine, it's a limelight for him that he could take. For East, they were just 3 of 11, as you said, Nick. They shoot 61% on the season. 3 of 11 won't get the job done, as that's just going to be, I believe, just north of 25%. It's actually 27%. So not a good thing, but I could think if you're Coach Wesley, you always like to find ways you can improve. And, well, I guess they'll be shooting free throws a lot in practice this next week, as they'll be colliding with Central right here at Story Gymnasium. That will be right here. And again, next week, the final regular season matchup, which could very well be for the number 1 seed in the quadrant on this side. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. We'll get you set up for our boys game, as we'll have East and South right here on 1480 KRAE.
College has been something that's always been on the back of my mind.
This is where I found what I wanted, one of my passions, what I really love to do.
In class, I feel more engaged.
The people here do care about you, and they want to help you succeed in life.
They make it so easy to be a parent and be able to still go to school.
I like the way I'm improving.
I love being, part of the WHSAA family, and I'm glad I made this step in my life.
Well, South High trying to find a way to get their first quadrant win are going to have to do so against one of the hotter teams across the state right now. Is East, after that Central loss, were able to take down a very good Sheridan team and Natrona, and then went on the road, as we heard Coach Wesley say, first time probably in program history. Of course, Thunder Basin has a very short history, but they, as a program, as a boys program, they went 6-0. But then, they were able to sweep Campbell County and Thunder Basin, which is very hard to do in the town of Gillette.
Yeah, without a doubt. Again, as we had our run-in of interesting, at least, play up there at Thunder Basin. We're seeing Cheyenne Central, but it's something that for Cheyenne East, yes, same with the counterpart on the boys' side as Cheyenne Central, who is the, again, premier team in the state right now. Again, this past weekend, at least post that contest with Cheyenne Central happening here at Story Gymnasium. Again, Cheyenne East has been firing on all cylinders. It's kind of they're kind of steamrolling right now through the Eastern Conference and also to this quadrant. We'll see what happens here tonight against a South team that struggled on the road this past weekend. we'll see what teams show up here tonight. And again, it is a game that matters to both East and South, without a doubt, as we look towards that regional tournament time coming up in 2 weekends up there at Thunder Basin.
Well, and as far as South goes, they need to find a way to scratch a 50 mark or go 500 this weekend, because Laramie only has one quadrant win against South. So if you can give yourself a win here tonight and be tied with Laramie going into that game, maybe you can find a way to sneak in a 3 seed and have a chance, instead of going up against Sheridan in that first round, maybe it's Thunder Basin instead.
But for Cheyenne South, as we talked on the girls' side, for the boys' side, for the Fightin Bison, it is that scenario where you got to play that near perfect contest. Again, limit turnovers, kind of pace yourself, find those good opportunity shots, and basically don't shoot yourself in the foot, but try to go toe-to-toe with this very talented East team that is very potent offense, fast-paced. They're going to run you up and down like their at least lady counterpart of what we just saw against the Lady Fightin Bison.
We'll take a 1-minute timeout, have the starters for Coach Rusty Horsley and the East High Thunderbirds right here on 1480 KRAE. The starting lineup for the East Thunderbirds coming in at 16-4. They're 3-1 in quadrant play. Coach Rusty Horsley will come out with junior forward number 2, Xavier McCord, averaging 17 points and 9 rebounds a game. He's turning into a double-double machine, though, as he's had a couple of really big weeks for this East High team. Then it's junior guard number 3, Jake Rill, 7 points per game, 42% from behind the arc. Senior guard /4, number 4, Chance Allmiller, 14 points. He's also 43% from the three-point line. Demetrius McCord, senior guard number 11, 9.5 points. And then Graydon Buell, junior guard number 13, 12 points a game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal. They score 70 points. They give up 56. 47% field goal percentage, 35.5 three-point percentage, 57% from the free throw line for the Thunderbirds.
A team that is coming, at least for Cheyenne East, 16-4 overall. They are number 2 in the at least state of the media poll. So again, Cheyenne East firing on all cylinders. They're just behind their counterpart of Cheyenne Central, who is the number 1 team in Class 4A.
Xavier had 26 points in that Laramie victory last night at the Thunderdome, 80-54 victory over Coach Safer and the Plainsmen. We'll take a timeout here as we step aside for the national anthem, and then when we come back, we'll have Coach Bailey's South High Fightin Bison starting lineup right here on 1480 KRAE. Let's take you through the starting lineup for the South High Fightin Bison, coming in at 7-12. They're 0-4 in quadrant play. Head coach Jeff Bailey is going to come out with his senior guard, number 1, Cameron Bird, 18 points a game, 3 steals to go with that. Sophomore guard, number 3, Leandre Ray, 8.5 points. Senior guard, number 10, Kevin Bell, 6 points a game. He's their leading shooter from behind the arc at 28%. Sophomore forward, number 12, Jeremiah Moite, 2 points per game. And then it's a sophomore forward, number 15, Maurian Alexander, 5 points, 4 rebounds a game. Nick, this South High team, they're super young. They got a lot of sophomore class. We've talked to Jeff Bailey both on and off the air. He's really excited about this sophomore class. Yeah. And now it's another chance for them to grow up a little bit going up against a strong East team.
Yeah, without a doubt. Again, it's that gut check time here at Story Gym, as again, Cheyenne South is the host school here tonight on the neutral site. But for Cheyenne South, again, you're taking on the number 2 team here in Class 4A. It's pretty much you can't get away with stuff against this Thunderbird team. They're going to make you pay. They're going to cash in on those turnovers. Again, it's the same thing as what we said in the girls at least contest, where we saw with the Lady Thunderbirds. You hand over that basketball to them, they're gonna score. They're gonna score in bunches. This is a Cheyenne East team that is so quick, fast-paced, drives on the inside, especially led by the McCord twins, of how they are, again, using their height and using the speed on the inside. So for Cheyenne South, if they want to come away with the victory here tonight, the upset victory, again, it's pretty much limit turnovers, clean shots, and also to try to slow down this East High team however you can, however that can be possible.
East will be in their baby blues with the checkers along the side. South will be in their home whites with the gold lettering, black numbers. Again, with Xavier McCord, he's probably the highest flying of the McCord twins. Slide Johnson, one of their assistant coaches, posted on Twitter, Xavier McCord adding to his poster, as Christian Michelson was a victim of a in-your-face dunk last night at the Thunderdome. It's Cameron Bird and Xavier McCord in the circles as we get set. South will start right to left across your screen radio dial. And Bird doesn't even try to go up, as East will start with the basketball. It's Demetrius with it. As again with the twins, Demetrius and Xavier McCord out on the floor. We'll go first names for them. Buell has it at the free throw line, goes with the left hand, too short, and Alexander will grab the first rebound. South with their first possession, a chance to take their first lead tonight. Ray has the basketball up top, man defense here. Alexander working on Buell, goes with the right hand, it's short, and the rebound's going to come down to Graydon. Graydon will get it across the timeline, get into the lane, lob to Xavier, who can't finish it, and Bell grabs the rebound. That could have been a thunderous dunk to start things here for East.
But a little too flashy, it cost Cheyenne East. We've seen that in previous contests for the Thunderbirds.
Jeremiah Moite with the basketball, goes Alexander, 4-out, 5-out motion. As Bird has the basketball, falls on the floor, and then Xavier McCord with his palms to the sky as he'll be called for the trip.
As Xavier will pick up his first foul, team's first called against Cheyenne East here in this half.
And for Bird, he'll be the one to inbound it after he had hit the deck on the trip. Comes into Ray. Moite has it on the right side. Bounce pass to Alexander. Kick out right corner 3 for Bell is a bank shot for 3. I don't think he called bank, but he'll get the 3 off the glass. It's the 3-0 lead for South. Buell in the left corner goes driving baseline, throws it off the back iron, and it's going to be a turnover, the first one on the night for East. South with the 3-0 lead. Similar start to our last game as Alexander's on the floor, and a timeout called by Coach Bailey quickly. A 30-second timeout. We'll take a quick one as well. A 30-second timeout right here on 1480 KRAE. South with a 3-0 lead. It was Kevin Bell with the kiss from the right corner. Not a great angle to bank it in, but He got it to bank in for 3, and South has the early lead.
If it isn't pretty, but it still falls through, I think Coach Bailey will take it either way. And right now for South, have a 3-0 lead here early on in the first quarter. And again, with the basketball here to inbound.
Well, it's kind of like in baseball. You know, they say the bloop single's a line drive in the book. Well, in the book, it goes down as a 3. So for all anybody else could know, it was a swish. Bird with the basketball on the backcourt. 1-3-1 pressure here for East with Xavier at the top. Moite gets around on Miller, but he pokes it away from Moite and comes up with his first steal tonight. He averages 2.5 on the season, as McCord will have it taken away from him. Demetrius gives it to Bird. Bird going coast to coast, lays it in for 2. It's a 5-0 run to start for South at 6:20 left here in the first quarter. Rail goes to Buell in the right wing. So we'll slow it down, and a timeout called by Coach Rusty Horsley. It will be a 30-second timeout as well. We'll keep this one here. A good start, though, for Coach Jeff Bailey and the South High Fightin Bison.
Well, that's what you wanted, is you want to come out strong here early against Cheyenne East, and again, kind of establish that dominance, so to speak, against the Thunderbirds. So far for Coach Bailey, this is, again, something you want to see. Hopefully this carries a little momentum throughout this entire contest. And for Coach Rusty Horsley, it's something that you can survive this 5-0 at least deficit early on. Again, that Cheyenne East has enough talent to kind of whittle it, or at least get back into this against Cheyenne South.
Well, Xavier McCord missed a alley-oop attempt by Buell. Other than that, they haven't really had too many great opportunities. A couple of turnovers to start and a rough look by Buell on the paint.
It's kind of that early out, kind of feeling out process for Cheyenne East right now.
McCord on the block, step through the double team, lays it in for 2. Xavier gets East on the board, and it's 5-2 South with the lead and the basketball. Full court pressure for the Thunderbirds. They go to Alexander, had it poked away from behind as Buell trying to plead his case that it was last touched by Alexander. It will stay South basketball, however. So case not bought by the officials.
Similar style as what we saw from the Lady Thunderbirds. Cheyenne South also too throughout this season has struggled against that full court.
And there's a turnover there as Ray went to pass it to Bell, and Bell went to cut instead inside the paint, and Danier went to the lap of Jason Buell, the father of Graydon and Kai Buell. Jake with the basketball, dribbles with the left hand. Met by Ray, gets a high screen from Allmiller. Now in the paint. Nice steal by McCord as Rail goes right around everybody and lays it in for 2 back-to-back buckets for the Thunderbirds. Moite across the timeline in the front court. Picked up by Rail. He goes in the lane, puts up the shot. Blocked by McCord. Xavier with his first block tonight. He's averaging 2 on the season, so well on his way to eclipse that.
But the basketball will still stay with the Fightin Bison on their end.
Ray looking to inbound it, goes to the corner. Bird puts up the right corner 3, nothing but net by Cameron Bird. 5 points in the quarter for Bird. He's the lead back to 4. 8-4 the lead. Allmiller in the paint. 2-3 zone here. Bounce pass to McCord. Banks it in for 2. Xavier's got 4. Allmiller with his first assist.
Kind of an ugly shot there by McCord, but again, it falls through. Now trailing by 2 for Cheyenne East.
Bell with the left-hand dribble gets in the lane. Blocked again by McCord as it goes out of play. McCord with 2 blocks already in the matchup. 8-6 the score in favor of South. We're in the first quarter. 4:55 left on the Pepsi scoreboard in this first.
Yeah, good crowd on hand here at Story watching this contest.
Alexander has his shot blocked by Graydon Buell. Here comes East in transition. Allmiller down low. Xavier pump fake. 1 dribble, banks it in for 2. Good find by Chance Allmiller.
That's how quick Cheyenne East can be on the offense. Just like that, tie ball game at 8.
It's an 8-2 run now for East as they get to the back to square. Ray will put up a 3 from straight away. Hits off the left iron, and the rebound comes to Buell. Here comes East in transition. Buell over to Demetrius, who tries to twist it in with the left hand on the right side. He's going to be fouled by Kevin Bell. Yeah. And for Demetrius, he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
As Bell will pick up his first foul. Team's first call against Cheyenne South. Get at least one foul apiece here between East and South here early on in the first quarter.
Demetrius trying to give East their first lead tonight. On the way, hits off the left iron. Backboard falls off to the right side as Mascarenas will come in for Kevin Bell. Demetrius on the season, 53%, so law of averages would say he's probably going to knock this one down, and he does so. First lead for East, 9-8 the score. Full court pressure still for the Thunderbirds. Marianne gets it over to Cameron Bird, skip over to Moite on the left wing, gets into the lane, dribble, a handoff to Mascarenas, goes into the back court. It's the third turnover for South. It wasn't really a handoff. He tried to swing it with the left hand, and now a second timeout called as Coach Bailey's going to call his 30. We'll take a quick 30 as well right here on 1480 KRAE. Well, for East, a rocky start, but they're on a 9-2 run and have their first lead tonight.
But it's been good back and forth action between Cheyenne South and Cheyenne East early on, again reminiscing of what we just saw in the girls contest where it was competitive, but then Cheyenne East gets past that kind of feeling out, at least moment early on in this contest, and it kind of ran away with that one. Again, for Cheyenne South's sake, hopefully that's not the beginning of what is potentially the end.
Rail, Buell, Xavier, Demetrius, and Miller out on the floor for East. For South, it's Bird, Alexander, Ray, Mascarenas, and Moite. Rail gives it to Miller, back out to Rail for three. Got it to roll in. It's the third assist for Chance Miller in the quarter. It's the 5th point for Jake Well. The first three ball knocked down for East gives them a 4-point lead. Bird has the basketball on the left wing, met by Jake Rail. Kicked over to Ray. Now it's reverse court. Moite tries to drive baseline on Demetrius. Loses the handle. Kick out Mascarenas in the left corner. Goes to Bird. Fakes the shot. Goes between the legs. Throws it up for three. It's short. And it will be East basketball.
As South High contingent here, again, at least student section, as again, Cheyenne South is the home, at least school here for this contest.
So it's South on the far side with their student section, East on the near side, just below us on the left side, right behind their bench. Buell's has it straight away. Three. Money for Graydon Buell. Just like his sister, goes swish from deep.
Again, as we're seeing kind of mirror games right now between the girls and boys, where now for Cheyenne East, they're feeling it from range.
Bird gets around Demetrius, lays it high off the glass and misses the iron. It's on the floor and a jump ball. It's going to be South basketball as Michael Pope will come in for Graydon Buell.
3:05 still remaining here in the first quarter.
And Hunter Scott will check in for South for the first time for Alexander. It is 15-8. It is a 15-2 run. Make that 15-2 run for East after falling behind early.
Again, at least back-to-back three-pointers help out that run for Cheyenne East.
Ray with the basketball on the left wing. Goes over to Mascarenas, looks to reverse court. Instead will come back top to Leandre. Leandre with the basketball, gets in the lane, puts up the right hand. Big shot and one! Knocks down the tough shot. And the foul is going to be on Michael Pope.
As Pope will pick up his first foul. Team second called against Cheyenne East. Count the basket, a chance for and one. And again, that'll end that 15-2 run by Cheyenne East.
Moite will come out as Kevin Bell for South checks back in. Ray, 50% on the season. Chance for three the old-fashioned way, and he does so. And cuts the lead to 4. Pope has the basketball on the left wing. Doesn't take the three. Instead goes to Rail at the top. Skip pass over to Demetrius in the corner. Drives baseline. Goes up with the left hand. Banks it in for 2.
Get McCord on the inside. Just how quick he is and just use that aggressive nature.
Demetrius with his first 2 points. Lead up to 6. Bell with the basketball. Working on Rail. Will lob it back up to Ray. He's working on Chance Miller. Mascarenas has it on the right wing. Hunter Scott trying to post up McCord down low. Not getting the basketball, though. It's Bird in the short corner. His pass is knocked out of play by Xavier. I'll stay South basketball as Cole Michaeli will come in for Chance Miller.
Cheyenne South with a 6 at least point advantage here early on. 2:16 remaining here in this quarter.
Kobe Bardo will check in. Chance Miller, a recent signee of Colorado Mesa University for football. Signed, I think it was last week he ended up signing. Byrne in the right corner, doesn't take the three, instead tries to drive baseline, then cut off by Demetrius. Bardo with the basketball up high. Goes over to Bird, high on the right side. Bounce pass down low. Scott has it on the right block. Tries to step through move. His shot is short. Xavier grabs his first rebound. Hands it off to Rail. Rail gets it into the front court. One dribble, goes to Pope on the right wing, looking to go down low to Michaeli, but he's doubled. Pope will instead shoot the three. It's flat and short, and Rail grabs the offensive rebound. Tied up, and a foul called on Leandre Ray.
As Ray will pick up his first foul. Team's second called against Cheyenne South.
17-11 is our score here in this first quarter. 1:49 left on the Pepsi scoreboard. East with the lead. It is a 15-4 run for East here as they were down early. Xavier, another! We didn't really dunk it, but he lays it in over Bardo, and he'll go to the line to shoot one after getting his 8th point here in this quarter.
As you mentioned, Bardo picking up that foul, his first, team third against Cheyenne South. Could count the basket there from McCord.
Wasn't quite as impressive as last night, as it wasn't really a flush dunk.
Kind of just stretched out for it, but at least
it was close.
Yeah.
Marcus Manzanares will check in for South as Ray will take a seat. McCord, 2-3 dribbles. Got the tatted up right hand on the forearm. Rolls it in for his and one. He's got 9. As we'll see Alec Hart come in for Demetrius. And Miller and Buell check in as well. Rail and Xavier will come out. Xavier, strong first quarter. 9 points, a rebound, 2 blocks for Coach Rusty Horsley. Scott will inbound it, gives it over to Manzanares. Marcus will get it across the timeline, met by Buell. Both with the ponytails rocked here tonight. Goes over to Bardo, handles the pass on high on the right wing. Hunter Scott has it. We're playing defense on him is Miller. Turnaround big shot by Scott, misses the rim, and Miller has the basketball going in transition. Fakes the shot, traveled. Too many steps there for Chance Miller. It's the 3rd turnover for East.
And chance for Cheyenne South to get back into it. Again, get points on the board as we trail by 9 points. As you talk about, at least the ponytail is a man who knows his hair over here. Again,
right.
Looks
well,
like
you don't rock the ponytail, though. You just rock it long and straight.
Those are looking like the nasty little man buns out there.
Yes. With the basketball for South is Bird. He gets around Alec Clark into the lane, fakes the pass, goes over to Mascarenas deep from the left side, pins hard off the back iron, and Alexander grabs the offensive rebound, and it's going to be a jump ball. We're waiting for the officials to decide what it's going to be. It'll be East basketball.
Yeah, late decision there by the officiating crew, but it will go out at least with the possession arrow to Cheyenne East.
1:01 left on the Pepsi scoreboard. 20-11, East with the lead. They have the basketball, but Buell flashes the right hand, calling out the offensive set. Looks like a 2-3 zone for South. Michaeli has it high on the right side. Miller kick out, right corner 3 for Clark. It's an air ball, and Bell grabs the loose ball. His second rebound for Kevin Bell. Hands it off to Bird. He's in the front court, working on Buell. Nearly loses the handle with the left-hand dribble. Skip past Mascarenas. Doesn't take the long 3 this time. Instead goes to Alexander at the top. Bell fakes the shot with the left hand, goes to Bardo. Extra pass over to Mascarenas. Now looking to go into the lane. Shimmy, step back, deep 2. Hits hard off the back right iron, and Miller grabs his second rebound. Here comes Miller in transition. Miller hands it off to Clark, doesn't take the 3. Instead goes to Buell, who fakes it from the right wing. A nice pass to Miller. Double pump, lays it in. What a find by Graydon Buell to Chance Miller. It feels like flashback to football season. Bird has it on the right side. Step back 3 at the horn is off the mark. 22-11 after 1 quarter of play. East with the lead over South. We'll take a 1-minute timeout right here on 1480 KRAE. 22-11 their score here as East with the first quarter lead. For just some scores around the state. Sheridan for the Lady Bronx fall to Campbell County 55-43. We're still looking for some type of score from Central as far as the Lady Indians and Lady Plainsmen go. See who won that one. That game was over at Laramie High School.
Which is kind of shocking because the person or the individual that operates at least Wild Preps is at least broadcasting that game over there in Laramie tonight.
Well, we'll see. Maybe he updated it there. I haven't checked there yet because, sometimes it's not there.
That's true.
Moite with the basketball for South. They'll start with the basketball. It's over to Kobe Bardo. Bird, Moite, Bell, Bardo, and Alexander out on the floor for South. Buell, McCord twins, Rail, and Miller for East. Bird, a couple of dribbles between the legs, gets into the lane, stops, puts up the right-hand floater, banks it in for 2. He's got a team-high 7. The lead cut to 9.
First points on the board here in this quarter coming with Cheyenne South on that basket. Again, 9-point advantage now for the Thunderbirds.
With the basketball, Rail, Graydon Buell, straight away 3. Hits off the front iron. Alexander grabs the rebound.
As Cheyenne South once again looking to at least chip away at the 9-point advantage here. Had a lead early on in this game.
Bird on the left wing gets around Demetrius. Swatted away by Demetrius, but they're going to call a foul. And, of course, anytime you're called for the foul, you're going to say, no way, Jose, but It is a foul.
That one at least going against. Looks like they're going to call that against Xavier McCord, his second foul. Team's third call against Cheyenne East.
And they actually just changed it to Demetrius, so it will be the first. I see the official go with the double 1.
Well, again, they originally held up the 2, so again, they'll have to adjust that. So Demetrius picks up his first foul, but still 13th foul called against Cheyenne East here in this half.
The South High team not shooting very well from the free throw line on the season, just 58% as Cameron Bird misses the first one.
Yeah, free throws that matter so much in a contest like this for Cheyenne South.
Second one on the way, hits off the front iron, left iron, and Xavier will grab his second rebound. 9 points in that first quarter for Xavier. Gets the ball into the paint, has it taken away by Moite. It's on the floor, it'll be a jump ball, and it will be East basketball.
On the at least possession arrow, Thunderbirds come away with this one on their offensive side.
Kelly Walsh on the other side of the region, number 5 team in the Class 4A. They win 43-37. Miller in the lane here, puts up the right-hand floater, hits off the front iron. Alexander will grab his third rebound. Here comes Jeremiah Moite across the timeline for South. Will slow it down. Look for Bardo to come pop up top. He does so. Now Bell in the left corner. Down low, Alexander in the paint. Working on Buell. Turnaround jumper. Bank shot too strong. Buell grabs another rebound. His third. Goes to McCord. Spin move. Right-hand floater and 1! Xavier McCord, the first to double figures. He's got 11.
Made a nice little pirouette move on the inside there. Basket counts. Chance for the and 1 here. That foul going against Cheyenne South. That'll go against Bell, his second. And team's fourth against the Fightin Bison here.
For Xavier McCord, as you say, with the way he can move his feet, I'm sure Coach Goff looks at it from the sidelines thinking, man, that would have been so nice in football to have as another receiver. As McCord misses the N1 opportunity, but there for the lay-in is Chance Miller. He's got his 4th point tonight to go with his 3rd rebound. The lead is up to 13.
How about that? Instead of 1, you come away with 2 on that end.
Just like they drew it up. Moite with the basketball. Goes to Ray straight away. Up over to Bird. Bird deep from the right wing. Hits hard off the left iron, and the rebound's going to come down to Xavier McCord. He'll be fouled as he comes down. It's the 3rd rebound for Xavier, as it will be Raymond Doherty coming in for South for the first time, as well as Michael Mascarenas.
That at least foul going against Leandre Ray. He'll pick up his 2nd foul. Team's 5th called against Cheyenne South.
And I say Raymond Doherty, and that's what it is. Yes, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't guessing wrong. Miller with the basketball for East, gets it across the timeline, goes to Buell high on the left side. Gets a high screen from Xavier, tried to go with the pick and roll. Good defense, though, by Alexander to deny it. Left elbow, Rail hands it off to McCord. Behind the back pass to Rail, puts up the 3 ball, rolls it in the first assist for Xavier. And it's the second three-ball knocked down by Jake Rail, who's got 8. The lead is up to 16, largest of the night.
As now this game started to get out of hand for Cheyenne South, reminiscing of what we just saw in the girls' contest.
Doherty straightaway 3 with the left hand, rolls in, comes off the bench and knocks down the 3. Doherty, a senior. Mascarenas thought he had the steal clean off of Buell. Instead will be called for the foul.
He'll pick up that 6th foul for Cheyenne South. For Mascarenas, his first as a student section, also to Coach Bailey. Not too happy with that, at least foul call.
Cole Michaeli will come in for Xavier. A decent crowd on hand, not quite as packed as we saw a couple of weeks ago when we had East and Central, as Alexander's going to be called for the push on Demetrius. And for Alexander, that will be his first.
His first, team 7th called against Cheyenne South, so bonus time now for Cheyenne East here in this half.
Demetrius with 3 points will have a 1-and-1 opportunity. There is 5, I think that's a 6.
I'm going to go 5-16 as well.
All right, 5-16 left as Demetrius puts it up and gets it to fall in through that back iron.
As again, we are high up here in the rafters here at Story Gymnasium, at least the rafters that include a lot of barriers, a lot of scaffolding that kind of block view.
We are almost the highest thing in this building other than the roof. Demetrius goes 2 for 2 that time at the line. He's got 5. The lead is back to 15. Moite working on Rail, looking for the high screen. Instead, it's going to go to Doherty, and he throws it out of play. It will be back to East basketball. 6th turnover. Xavier will come in for Michaeli. Cameron Bird will come in for Jeremiah Moite. Nope, just kidding. He's coming in for Doherty.
The old fake out there by Coach Rusty Horsley on you.
Just I have no idea they don't know who they're coming in for, therefore I don't know. Rail will have the basketball. 5:05 left here in the second quarter. 15-point lead for East. Buell skip pass over to Rail. Inside, Miller back to Rail. Doesn't take the 3. Instead, as they'll just pop it around the corner. Nice drive by Rail, who had the lay-in. Instead, tried to go to Xavier. Rail will now put up the 3 from the right corner. Nothing but net. Jake Rail is 3 for 3 to start from behind the arc. It's an 18-point lead as Bird hustles down the floor and lays it in for 2. 34-18 the lead, and a timeout called by Coach Bailey. His 3rd timeout called. He's going to have 2 left. It's a full one. We'll take a 1-minute timeout here as well on 1480 KRAE.
It's a final in Laramie on the girls' side, where it is Cheyenne Central taking care of business against the Laramie Lady Plainsmen. Central winning that contest 54-34.
So that will set up a huge contest next week here at Story Gymnasium, where the winner of that game will take the number 1 seed headed to regionals in Gillette. Of course, Bailey Delbridge did not play last night. We'll see if she played tonight. She was out with injury. If she's out against East, that's going to be a tough task to overcome for Central. Here it's 34-18, East with the basketball. Rail gets the high screen from Xavier. Tried to screen and roll. Instead, it'll be handed off to Demetrius. Buell has it on the left side. 4 of the 5 starters out on the floor for East. Michaeli, the only non-starter out there. Turnaround jumper for Xavier is off the mark. And for Cameron Bird, his first rebound tonight. Bird, Mascarenas, Alexander, Ray, and Moite out on the floor. Ray, left corner 3, rolls it in. His first Three-pointer knocked in tonight. He's got 6. The lead cut to 13.
As now the Fightin Bison starting to fill it from range here, trying to chip away at the lead. Now trailing by 13.
3:40 left here in this second quarter. Goes over the right side. Buell puts up the right wing. 3-0 but net for Graydon Buell. His second three-ball hit. He's 2 for 3 on the night. The lead back to 16.
And that's how quickly Cheyenne can answer back with a three-pointer of their own.
Ray has it. Stolen away by Jake Rail. His first steal tonight, the 7th turnover. Rail gets it back for Michael I. Gets into the front court to Demetrius. Demetrius into the lane. Left-hand lay-in, too strong. Jeremiah Moite grabs the rebound. Goes over to Mascarenas. Mascarenas lobs it. I think he was trying to lob it to Bird. Instead, it was a missed shot, so he'll get an offensive rebound as he grabs it back. Into the paint, Jeremiah Moite with the basketball. Comes back up to Mascarenas for 3. Hits off the back iron. Buell grabs the rebound. He's off to the races. Buell into the lane. Lob pass. Xavier can't throw it down, but Buell will pick up a cheap offensive rebound. 3-ball by Rail. His first miss tonight from deep as Mascarenas grabs the rebound for South. 37-21 our score. East with the lead. 2:40 left here in the quarter.
Again, Cheyenne's trying to be a little too flashy on the offense. It costs them.
Moite in the lane, working on Rail, puts up the bank shot, too strong. The rebound comes to Buell, his 6-1. Headman pass to McCord, saves it from going out of bounds. Will throw it underneath the basket and then lay it in with the right hand. A easy rebound and an easy 2 for Xavier McCord. Is now the lead up to 18.
The rebound was due to the fact that he kind of dinked it underneath the rim, but it eventually got the layup in.
No brotherly love, too, as Demetrius was waiting for it, but Xavier's like, I got this, bro. Ray with the basketball straight away. They go to Alexander in the paint, try to hit the cutting Ray. It was last touched by Xavier. As we'll see Clark, Pope, and Allmiller come in for East. It's Buell, Rail, and Demetrius that hit the bench for East. It's Tiger Moite and Marcus Manzanares who will come in. Moite and Mascarenas, Jeremiah Moite that is, will take a seat. With the basketball, coming over to the corner is Hunter Scott. Dribbles with the right hand, goes up top. Allmiller comes up with a steal, looking to go steal in 2 and 1. How about that for Chance Allmiller as Leandre Ray will pick up his 3rd foul.
So count the basket, or at least officials are going to convene on that one, but they did not count the basket on that. They're going to say the foul happened before.
No, they counted that. He took him a while, but he said count the basket, and they'll get one. Again, they've
been so indecisive on their calls. 18 foul called against Cheyenne South here. That one going against, they have not at least shown who that foul was going against Cheyenne South, but
I believe it was Ray, and it should be his 3rd. They did
Ray will pick up his 3rd.
Allmiller knocks in the free throw. He's got 7. The lead is up to 21 as East is doubling up. South here 42-21. Bird into the lane, push off, gets away with it, throws it up from 5 and swishes it in. He's got 11 for South as Clark has the basketball quickly in the front court. Allmiller fakes the pass, loses the handle. Bird tries to come up with a steal. The official got in the way, goes out of play. It'll be East basketball.
East, at least the Thunderbirds here trying to extend out the already large lead where right now it's 19. It has been a contest that's been pretty much controlled from the get-go by Cheyenne East.
Pope, one dribble off the inbound. Now it's down low on the left block to McCord. Turn around, passes it to Michael. Extra pass down low. Pope, as they keep passing in the paint. Again, nobody wants to shoot. It's a 3-second lane violation. Nobody wanted to shoot the basketball. Everybody wanted to pass. You know, you love a team that passes, but you don't want to overpass.
Yeah, I mean, a little too unselfish out there. A team that's at least with 42 points here in this first half. Someone's got to take a shot.
In the corner, Ray has it almost taken away again from Allmiller. Tiger has the basketball with Michael Ionis. Picks up his dribble at the top of the arc. Bounce pass over to Manzanares. Manzanares fakes the shot, goes baseline. Now around Pope. Instead kicks it over to Tiger Moite. It's going to be last touched by
They're going to say
South.
It's going to stay with Cheyenne South. So at least the Fightin Bison on that one, avoiding disaster. Chance on the offensive zone to put up points here.
Inside of 1 minute now as Pope comes up with a steal and will lay it in for 2. His first 2 points for Michael Pope. It's a steal, the 8th turnover, another transition bucket for East as they're up back to 21-point lead. Ray crosses over. Clark gets into the lane. He's fouled. I believe they're going to call that on the floor because it was a pass. And they're just trying to wait to see who's the foul on. It's going to be on Alec Clark.
As Clark will pick up his first foul. That'll be team's fourth against Cheyenne East in this half.
40 seconds left, 44-23, East with the lead. Scott to inbound it, will throw it into the backcourt. That should have been an over and back, wasn't called. Bird has the basketball, working on Miller. Puts it up with the right hand. It's going to be a foul on the floor, though, as Miller will pick up his first foul.
His first, team's fifth, called against Cheyenne East. With about 30 seconds, at least 35 seconds remaining here in this first half.
We'll have Coach Eric Westling at halftime to talk about his Lady Thunderbirds' decisive victory tonight of 62-31.
And definitely talk about his thoughts of next Friday's contest here at Story again, basically deciding of who's going to be your number one seed out of this quadrant.
Bird into the lane, behind the back pass to Scott. Scott turnaround jumper from 10, hits off the back iron. Manzanares grabs the rebound, turn around, too strong, and Xavier will grab his fifth rebound. Baseball pass over the head of Alec Clark, the fifth turnover for East.
Again, a not necessary pass there by McCord on that one. And again, it costs them turnover, chance for Cheyenne South to at least kind of head into half with some momentum.
15 seconds left. Hunter Scott has it up top, working on Xavier. Dribbles with the left hand, goes to Tiger. Tiger left corner three, hits off the back iron. The rebound's going to come down to Bird. Bird tries to put it up at the horn. He will be too late, and that will be it after 2 quarters. We'll go into the half. East 44, South 23. A 2-minute timeout right here on 1480 KRAE. Back inside Story Gymnasium, East with a 44-23 lead. Let's take you back to the 62-31 victory as I'm now joined alongside Eric Westling, the Lady T-Birds coach. And, you know, coach, for the most part, it was kind of a rocky start, but that 3-ball started falling and it fell quickly.
Yeah. You know, we play enough here that we're used to the floor and its nuances and getting better at hitting shots in here, so that's a good thing.
You know, Kai, it seemed like she was motivated early. She only scored 14 points in that first contest against South. She tried to get all 14 in that first quarter, but how important is it for her to see her first couple of shots, especially in rhythm shots, fall as far as how to tell her how her night's going to go?
Yeah, you know, I think with Kai, what we're seeing is she's trusting the offense. She's reading the offense, and this offense is designed to give her a lot of looks and to allow her to play off of defenders and get our other kids involved. So it's really important for her. I mean, she's the best scorer in the state, and so we've got to make sure that we get her involved early.
Well, I know Huddle may tell you different, but how I had it was 12 assists, 12 turnovers. Again, you guys were able to share the basketball. As you talked about the flow of the offense, when you guys share the basketball, when it doesn't stay stagnant, that's when you can get everybody involved. Castle had a three. Bo had a couple of threes. How important is it to make sure you do have that flow throughout your offense?
It's what makes us work, and so, that's going back to basics, really understanding our principles there, and then also, just our kids, having them all, ready to go. We're back to full strength, and so that we're right where we want to be at the right time, and we talk to them. I think we can still get better, and that's a good thing heading into the next couple weeks.
It looked like the last time we saw you guys against Central, you guys got beat on 50-50 balls. Tonight, you were not going to get beat, and it's probably an emphasis since that Central loss that you guys have wanted to make point of. 50-50 balls have to be yours. Tonight, you win that battle, and that's something that has been with every East team ever since the beginning of time, that 50-50 balls have to be won by the Lady T-Birds, and you have to be proud of the way they did that tonight.
I am, and that's been these ladies all year long, save one game, and so we did make a huge point of emphasis that we were just uncharacteristic of who we were, and so we went back and really talked about that, and I'm feeling good about where we're headed.
With Central winning against the Lady Plainsmen, winning by 20, it's going to set up another huge matchup. It may not be the number 1 team and the number 2 team in the state, but in this quadrant, it's for that 1 seed. And there's a big gap between, this is not a knock on Sheridan, but Natrona's no joke with those 2 bigs. So that 1 seed could play pretty huge at come regional time, and that contest is for the 1 seed next weekend.
Yeah, we're getting to that time of the year, and it's why we do it. We're very fortunate in this town to have that rival that brings out everybody. I mean, we get big game atmosphere before the big games, really start the week after that. So I'm very excited about it. I know the kids are, and we're ready for a very good Central team.
Granted, you haven't watched a lot of film of how Central has been since then, but as far as what you remember, what's going to be important come next week to make sure you guys are still the reigning supremacy in this quadrant?
With us, it's tempo, and I thought the last time the Lady Indians kind of controlled the tempo, and we can't let that happen. We're very much want to impose our will on them, just like they do with us. But that's the battle. That's what happened tonight. We've got to understand that about ourselves, and have that tempo battle be in our favor.
Well, Coach, we appreciate the time. We'll see you next week, as again there'll be East Lady Thunderbirds and the Central Lady Indians for the number 1 seed before we go to regionals in Gillette. We'll take a 2-minute timeout right here on 1480 KRAE.
Welcome back to Story Gymnasium. We're at half of the boys contest. It is Cheyenne East leading Cheyenne South by a score of 44-23. Want to take this opportunity right now to thank some of our fine sports sponsors here on 1480 KRAE. I'd like to thank Aero Moving and Storage, B&B Appliance and TV, Baskin Robbins, the LCCC Flight Crew, Bread Basket Bakery, Burns Insurance Company, Capital Lumber Company, Charles Schwab, Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service, Chick-fil-A, Fat Boys Tire and Auto, First Education Federal Credit Union, Foot of the Rockies, Holiday Motors, High West Energy, Joed Produce, Kia of Cheyenne, Cheyenne Regional Medical Center, also to First Tier Bank, and LCCC. LCCC, do want to mention, as we did earlier in the women, at least girls contest here in the boys, do want to set up that coming up tomorrow here on 1480 AM, 101.1 FM, 1480KRAE.com, and video live streaming the games on Periscope via at least Periscope via Twitter and the 1480 KRAE YouTube channel. We will have LCCC men's and women's basketball live from the rack, as it will be the final regular season contest, as they will play host to Central Wyoming College, the Lady Rustlers and Rustlers respectively, 2 and 4 o'clock. Women up first, men up second. It is the final regular season contest for LCCC and Central Wyoming. Again, it is contests that matter towards rankings, seedings. Again, as we approach the Region 9 tournament, it is pretty much of win. For the women, they get to host, at least potential host, the first round playoff game. For the men, they are destined to be on the road, but it's pretty much of, will you go to Casper, will you go to Gillette? It's all up to, the seedings and how things kind of at least shape up this Saturday. Also, too, want to thank more of our fine sports sponsors. We'd like to thank MHP, Lennox Auto Body, Little Philly, Mary's Mountain Cookies, Medicap Pharmacy, Meridian Trust Federal Credit Union, Merritt Plumbing and Heating, Page and Zach Lane at Number 1 Properties, Pepsi of Cheyenne, sponsoring our Pepsi scoreboard, where Cheyenne East is leading right now over Cheyenne South 44-23. Pete's Builders, Platte Valley Bank, Taco John's, the Gill Window Company, Wydot, and also too Cheyenne Neurological PC. We're going to take a 1-minute timeout, and we will have at least set up, get stats from Chris Polton of our boys contest right after this 1-minute timeout here on 1480 KRAE.
Welcome back inside Story Gymnasium. Our halftime score, East 44, South 23. Let's take you through our first half point totals. 13 points for Xavier McCord. He also had 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 blocks for Xavier. Jake Rail also in double figures. He had 11. He was 3 of 4 from behind the arc in that first half. 7 points for Chance Allmiller, 6 for Graydon Buell, a couple of threes. Demetrius had 5. 2 points for Michael Pope. So the only thing you could say that's bad about East is that they only have 2 bench points. But, of course, you got 44, and all your points have been scored by your starters, so you'll take it.
Yeah, again, for Coach Rusty Horsley, you'll take of what you're getting out of your starters. Again, as it is an unselfish bunch, a team that is, again, as we saw there at the waiting moments of that second quarter, no one wanted to keep that basketball, take that shot. Again, almost a little too unselfish. Right. But, again, you got to like the output that you are getting from those starters. And so far, those starters, majority of them, aren't in foul difficulty. So, again, that's also, too, the other bonus, that none have to take that time off to avoid an extra foul call out there.
7 assists for East in that first half. They just had 5 turnovers. For South, they were led by Cameron Bird with 11. 6 points for Leandre Ray, 3 apiece for Kevin Bell and Raymond Doherty. They had 8 turnovers in that first half. They were 1 of 3 from the free throw line, whereas East was 5 of 6 in that first half from the free throw line. We'll take our final 2-minute timeout and have the second half for you right here on 1480 KRAE. 4-23 as we're about to get underway here in this second half. East with the lead. It actually will be South that will start with the basketball. East will have their starting 5 out on the floor. The McCord twins, Chance Allmiller, Graydon Buell, and Jake Rail. For South, they're going to go, it looks to be their same starting 5 of Bird, Ray, Bell, and Moite and Alexander. East will now be the ones on your screen or radio dial going right to left. Again, this will be the last high school game that you can watch in as many ways as you are on YouTube, on the 1480 YouTube channel, on Periscope via Twitter. And then, of course, next week you still will be able to listen on 1480 AM and 101.1 FM or online at 1480krae.com.
Again, the video at least stream will at least end as of like tonight due to the fact that we will be following LCCC next weekend again, where they will be in their first round playoff games, both men and women. It has been decided Friday and Saturday they will both have games, whether it's on the road or here in town over at the rack of LCCC. So again, that's why the video live stream will at least in for the high school ranks here tonight with these two contests.
Well, and of course, regional is and state is monopolized by the NFHS. Alexander grabs the offensive rebound, tries to bake it in for 2, and McCord may have gotten 2 more blocks right there. And here comes East in transition. Buell stops, gets in the lane, right-hand floater, lays it in for 2.
It's monopolized even when we're trying to say, hey, take our money.
Right.
But either way, though, first points on the board here in this half for Cheyenne East as they extend out the lead now to 23.
Bird across the timeline for South, dribble handoff with Bell. Bell looks to get into the lane, stops at the block, and then goes to Alexander. Alexander kick out. Bell, long 2 from the right corner, hits off the back iron. The rebound's going to be last touched by Leandre Ray, and it will be East basketball.
Again, do want to mention, as I did in the girls' contest here for the boys, as it is a 23-point advantage for Cheyenne East. 40-point is the magic number in high school basketball for it to be a running clock situation.
Rail will get it across the timeline with the left-hand dribble, go to Allmiller, looking for the backdoor cut it. Demetrius instead goes to the wing to Rail. Now Buell into the lane, lobs it over to McCord. Xavier lays it in for his first 2 points, and for Graydon, that's his 3rd assist tonight. And for Xavier, 15 points, the lead up to 25. Moite in the lane, kicks it over to Alexander. Alexander over to the left corner, 3-ball put up by Bell, got it to go, his second 3-ball. Knocked down. He's got 6 points. The lead back to 22.
A little shot in the arm there for South.
Rail tried to lob it over to Xavier. It goes out of play. It's the 6th turnover for East.
So a chance for Cheyenne South to, again, continue off of the big 3-pointer there to chip away at the lead.
South, Bird with the basketball. Alexander at the top. Goes back to the right wing to Bird. Bird crossover into the lane. Dribble handoff to Alexander. 1 too many dribbles by Alexander. He's able to kick it out to Jeremiah, who airballs it. Alexander grabs the offensive rebound, puts up the right-hand shot. He's fouled as the shot doesn't fall. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
That'll be the first team foul called against Cheyenne East here. That one going against Buell. He'll pick up his first in the contest.
Alexander without a bucket tonight. 72% from the free throw line. Free throw on the way. Connects. He's got his first point. Lead cut to 21 now. It's been as high as 25 for East.
And it's a lead that East has not had the entire contest, as South had an early lead in this game.
Too hard off the back iron. Jeremiah Moite grabs the offensive rebound, his second one. Leandre has the basketball. Kick over. Bell fakes the shot. Goes back to Leandre at the high on the right side. Alexander in the paint. Left-hand shot. Banks in for 2 around Graydon Buell. Chance with the basketball, and timeout called. A full one called by Coach Horsley. We'll take a 1-minute timeout as well right here on 1480 KRAE. Horsley calls his second timeout of the contest. He's up 48-29 as South will come out with Manzanares, Moite, Jeremiah Moite, Bird, Alexander, and Bell. East will counter with their starting five, the McCourtons, Zommiller, Buell, and Rail. East with the basketball, again going right to left. On your screen or radio dial, Demetrius backing down Bell, short on the shot, and Bird grabs the rebound. Bird in across the timeline for South on the right wing. Will hand it off to Manzanares, dribbles between his legs and then picks it up. Bounce pass down low. Here's Alexander going to work at the block. Puts up the shot too strong. Miller grabs the rebound. Miller, long pass to Xavier. Dunks it home.
Miller showing off some of those QB skills that he got to do with Cheyenne East on the football side of things.
4 rebounds and 4 assists for Chance Miller to go with his 7 points and 2 steals. Bird, long 2. Buell with the hand in the face. It's an air ball. Last touch by Miller. It'll stay South basketball.
And Cheyenne East right now, again, with the large lead. They've been up by double figures for a majority of this contest. Again, everything that South is trying to do, muster up and try to chip away, East has an answer for.
Bird gets the over-the-shoulder catch on the inbound from Moite, gets into the paint, puts it up from 15. It's another air ball. Demetrius grabs the rebound for Demetrius, his first rebound. Buell in transition. Lob pass to Xavier, who lays it in for 2. He's got a game-high 19 as Buell picks up his 4th assist. Moite working on Rail, gets around him into the front court. Crossover into the lane, stops at the free throw line, turns around, goes to Bell. Bell will bring it to the corner, back out to Bird, high on the left side, right in front of the South student section. Crossover, high screen from Alexander. Now he gets in the lane, gets around. Demetrius tries to go over the shot block of McCord, but there with the offensive rebound and put back is Marian Alexander, his 5th rebound, his 5th point.
Get a much-needed basket there by Cheyenne South.
52-31, Miller loses the handle, goes back out to Demetrius. Demetrius into the lane, puts up the left hand, bank shot too strong, grabs his own rebound, puts up the shot. He'll go to the line to shoot 2 as he was fouled on the way up.
That will be the first team foul called against South here in this half. That one going against, it looks like they're calling that against Moite, so he'll pick up his first foul of the evening.
Demetrius, 3 for 4 on the night from the free throw line. Team that shoots 50. Here comes Zay across the timeline, off his brother's head, over to Michaelai.